Welcome to the Newscast Movie Show. I am Dave. I'm your host over here with my co-host Mikey. Hi, Mikey.
We're here. It's actually happening.
We're here, and of course, down below us, down here for me anyway, the Twitterless Dr. Earl. Hello, Dr. Earl.
My goodness.
Hello, guys. Congratulations. This is so exciting.
We made it to 500.
Look at him in his blazer.
Right?
I dressed up a little bit.
Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Now that I'm like 35 pounds lighter, I bet I could wear my Newscast shirt. I've never put the darn thing on because it was too small.
Yeah.
For me. I need to try that. Not tonight, but I need to try that. Very nice. Welcome to episode number 500. You have heard it correctly.
Crazy.
500, folks.
Yes.
We have made it to 500. Now, that's not 500 weeks in a row because had we not taken a few breaks here and there along the way, that we probably would be at episode 600 and something. But as it stands right now, only 100 episodes until 600. So if you do the math, we'll start that countdown next week. 600 is on the horizon. We're getting there. And of course, after that, 1,000 is just around the corner in 2032. But I'm excited to be here. We're live on the air. We're going to be bringing lots of folks in. Listeners will be coming in, chiming in. Tonight, we're going to be talking movie topics. We're going to be pulling topics from previous episodes across the span of the 500 that we've done. We're just going to be pulling them out and just randomly talking about stuff. Got some special guests that have been invited, and a lot of people have said yes, people that we've had on the show many times and maybe a few times. And so we'll see what happens.
Or never.
Or never. Hopefully The Rock will come in. He has been invited, so we'll see if The Rock does come in.
He's in the waiting room right now.
I hope so.
No,
well, we've been instructed to clear the room if that's the case. Mikey, we got to, first of all, before we get going, before this thing goes crazy, let's give some thank yous to some people. First of all, we have a producer out there. Nick as our producer who is doing a phenomenal job. We've never actually really had a producer.
Nick, go ahead and bring yourself in.
Yeah, bring yourself in.
Bring yourself in. Show the people who you are. And there's our producer for the evening.
It reminds me of what's the band name? The Tron band that in the movie Tron Legacy that with the masks and stuff, and they do the. I can't think of the name of the stupid band.
I can't
that
think of the
performs
name.
in the masks and things like that, and they whatever.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
Luke Skywalker was right, by the way. You can't see a thing in that helmet.
You look mighty bearded for a stormtrooper. So
that's right.
Thank you for producing this episode,
guys. It's my pleasure.
You're going to be working behind the scenes. You say that now. We're going to make you work for it.
Totally fair. Totally
I'll
fair.
send you a Hermione Granger Funko Pop or something.
There we go.
Just
that's exactly what he wants.
Daft Punk is the band.
Thanks so much,
Daft
Nick.
Punk, that's it. Daft Punk. Good job.
Charlie's helping us out in the chat.
So we will be doing some other stuff as well. But just as a refresher for people who don't know, of course, Mikey called me up about 10, 11 years ago in April of 2010, I believe, 2011, something like that, and said, hey, you want to start a podcast? And I was washing dishes at Starbucks at the time I got his message. And I'm like, sure, let's do it. And, of course, we had no idea what we're doing. The first 30 episodes, not good. Don't listen. Not good at all. I would say 40 or 50, we hit a stride. By 100, we were rolling. And, of course, we changed it from the Newscast to the Newscast Motion Picture Show to the Newscast Movie Show. And somewhere around 130 or so is where we actually started keeping track of how many episodes we've done. So if you go back and look, there was a little gray period of like, where are some of these episodes? They're kind of lost, but I promise you, I've done the count many times. This is episode number 500. We've done this 500 times tonight. So congratulations, guys. So now I will actually give a reading of every topic that we've ever done, starting with episode number 1. Episode number 1 was called The Podcast Menace. And I'm just kidding.
No, we're not doing that, Dave. We've got people hanging out in the waiting room ready to come in.
Let's do it.
Do we want to bring them in all at once, or do we want like some moment? Let's do this. I would love to bring Stan in. And just hang out with Stan for a bit. He's actually never been on this particular podcast, although Stan and I have done several podcasts together before. So
welcome in, Stan Daniel. What's up, buddy?
Well, not much. Hey, Dave. Hey, Earl. Dang,
I haven't seen that pretty Stan face in a very, very long time.
I know.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Every time I go by Kingdom Comics or the old shop, I mourn a little. My heart breaks a little, and my wallet rejoices because I'm not spending money that I don't need to spend.
I was going to say, I mean, Stan is a bit of a local celebrity here. He is the former proprietor of Kingdom Comics, which was by far my favorite comic shop ever.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Moments of my life.
500.
I know we did. We've made it to 500. I don't know how, buddy. I mean, it's been a crazy 10 plus years. So Stan, tell the people about your podcast though, since you're here. Plug your stuff, man.
It's Kingdom Casts.
Yeah,
it's me. Albert Marsh and Sandra Swindle, and Sandra ticks off Albert, and Albert ticks off Sandra, and occasionally we review a comic book.
It's like if we ever had Rhett and Burgess in here at the same time, it'd be kind of the same thing.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
How many episodes are y'all at, Stan? Do you know?
138.
All right.
Yeah.
When you getting there?
Well, we started in 2019.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were trying for one a week, but what it turns out is we put one up about every 10 days.
Okay.
Awesome.
But
we
thank you for
started
having
getting
me.
good around 2019, so hopefully you'll get there, which is awesome. I haven't heard the show, but 500 is just around the corner for you guys. I know it is. I believe in you.
Well, no, that's a heck of an achievement. I think about that and all the effort that goes into doing a podcast, the editing, putting it together, getting the timing right and everything. I mean, my God, that's remarkable, guys. And yours is a great podcast. It's a lot of fun to listen to. It's like hanging out at the comic book shop.
Well,
See, this is all I want tonight.
Yeah.
This is I want to bring people on and just tell us how good we are. No, that's not.
I will tell you that
Even if you lie to us.
COVID has been a bad thing for a lot of people in a lot of ways. And so, but if you're going to look for silver linings in certain things, which sometimes you just have to, no matter how tragic, the silver lining is that we were able to up our editing game. Like I actually was forced to sit down with each episode. I taught myself how to edit on YouTube, and which helped me tremendously in my Disney podcast, like add sound bites, to pull sound bites, to add things in, which is fun for Mikey and Earl because a lot of times they don't know what's going to get added. So there are sound bites that randomly pop in the show. They don't know it's even coming. And Michael will randomly text me and be like, that was amazing. Or I can't believe you put that in there or whatever. And the stingers we put on the end of the show, like we don't know what's going to go on there. So randomly I'm like, this works. And I have an old CD from when I worked at the radio station back in like 1995 or 96 of Casey Kasem's Countdown. So I pull commercials from that. And so like commercials for like 1-800-Collector in there. I mean, just randomly things. I'll just random crap I throw in there for no reason whatsoever. And it's fun. So that's one thing that I can say a positive note. We've been able to edit and I've learned a lot. And so it's been good.
No, I'm following in your footsteps there. There's a lot of times that Albert and Sandra don't even know what they're going to say.
We have no idea how.
Oh, that's us too.
There are some shows that we're done with, and I'm like, that was kind of a boring show, but we'll get it out, whatever. Other shows go off the rails, and I'm like, that was amazing. That was incredible. So,
speaking of off the rails, let's go ahead and just bring everybody in that's in the waiting room right now. Let's just have a fun round table, and let's get this party started.
There's Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Whoa.
Aussie Nate.
Whoa,
Ross. Aussie Nate. Oh my! Aussie Nate's got the Deuce Cast shirt on.
I like that. Charlie.
How
we doing?
Oh, Melissa's got the Deuce Cast shirt on. Oh my god.
Yes, she does. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Now we look like the Brady Bunch up in here.
You just stole one of my jokes. He just stole one of my jokes. I was going to go into the whole song and everything.
And Roth is like dressed. I feel so like underdressed. I mean, this is embarrassing.
Look, on the Deucecast Extra, I asked, do we dress to the nines? And you said tuxedos are required.
We barely
I didn't have a tuxedo T-shirt.
We might be
with the Baby Yoda tie.
Oh, the Baby Yoda tie.
Oh, I love that.
Man.
I've got my Baby Yoda drink cup here. So
hey, Roth, there's a crackle going on there. Do we know what it is?
Oh, no, that's
just Stan. It was Stan.
We lost Stan. I'm sorry, Stan.
So,
He'll be back
what we're
if you
going to
can
do,
make it
and I will say that in about 5-10 minutes or whatever, we got somebody coming in. So we have a spot, which is good. Let's make sure we clear a spot when somebody comes in that we need. But we're going to do some movie topics tonight. We're going to kind of throw some things out here and just randomly talk about episodes that we've talked about in the past. And so because Melissa's here, and I literally have never spoken to Melissa other than just online, which is kind of fun. Melissa, I'm going to let you pick a number between 1 and 25. And that's going to be the topic we're going to throw out there. We'll just discuss for the heck of it. So 1 through 25, please, whatever you come up with.
There's Stan.
There's Stan.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you having some difficulties?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 1 through 25. Yep.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yes, so I missed the last part.
I was going to say, you pick a number from 1 to 25 because this is going to be the topic we're going to talk about for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
12.
12. Number 12. This is movies we should have seen from episode 293 back in 2017. Just kind of a round table. Is there a movie out there for you guys that, you know what, I should have seen this movie and I have not seen. For me, it's Apocalypse Now. I still have yet to see Apocalypse Now. I call myself a movie lover. I've never seen the darn thing. I guess I should see it at some point.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah. So
yes.
Melissa,
Start with Aussie Nate then.
Aussie Nate. Yeah.
Well, I would say for me, it's probably going to be Citizen Kane. It's at the top of the AFI list, and I've been saving it for the last one. I've only got 10 left, so I hope it's good.
You're getting close though, dude.
Now it's just ones that aren't streaming, so
yeah.
I until the end.
I ended up having to rent a bunch of those.
Aussie Nate, I just saw it this year for the first time.
I mean, it better be good. It's number one.
Yeah, well.
I hated it.
Oh, Roth with the hot take.
But worth the watch, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen it, and it's one of those that when I go after the AFI, then I will end up seeing it. It's never been something I'm like, I guess I should see this movie. Whatever. I don't know.
Who's next?
Dave, you got to call people out. Melissa, let's go.
Melissa,
in there, Dunkirk. You guys are always talking about how great Dunkirk is, and I just haven't got around to it yet.
It is good.
Dunkirk.
Hey, Charlie, where are you located? I don't know you as well. Sorry.
I am in Arkansas, Central Arkansas.
Cool.
Oh, pretty good football team this year.
For once.
Yeah.
Dunkirk.
Some of the movies that we listed in that episode, we had Garrison Rifin on in that episode. Schindler's List, which now Mikey has seen it. The Godfather, now I have seen it. Raging Bull, I think a lot of us have seen that. Somebody had not seen Mary Poppins. I guess that was Mikey or somebody had never seen Mary Poppins. And the Blues Brothers. Somebody on that show had never seen the Blues Brothers. I'm guessing it's Garrison. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe he's seen it by now. But
who's next?
Some movies we should have seen by now. Stan, is there a movie out there that you have never seen?
Sorry, Melissa.
I greatly regret, and I mean this kind of makes me look culturally deprived. Madonna, Truth or Dare. I feel as though that I'm missing a lot of references and throughout life, not just other movies, by not having seen Madonna, Truth or Dare.
I mean, it's quoted all the time, Stan. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I hear quotes all the time.
If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna be a Warren Beatty completist, like I know you want to be, you're gonna have to see Truth or Dare. It's gonna have to happen.
That's true. He's in it.
Well, Country Bears Chamberlain also.
Country Bear Chamber. That movie is an abomination.
We'll see it eventually. Yeah, Melissa, I don't think you've thrown the answer out yet for that one. What's a movie that you should have seen by now?
Maybe you'll kick me out for this, but I think the furthest I've been in the Marvel timeline is Iron Man. There's 8 of them I haven't seen.
Nick, get rid of her. She's done.
No.
I was kidding. No, don't do it. Don't do it, man.
Melissa, we have a life plan for you. We're gonna have a movie of the month for you that we can set up.
Yeah.
That will work you through all the Marvels.
That's really, really funny. All right, hey Charlie, do me a favor. Pick a number from 1 to 25, and you can say 12.
Wait, did we all answer?
Roth didn't go yet.
Oh, Roth.
That's okay. I've seen every movie.
No, you haven't. I know for a fact you haven't seen every movie. You're 12 years old.
Yes. This is a tough one because there's a lot of gaps in mine, and there's a lot of movies that I have seen but never really in its entirety or on TV or just never really sat down to watch it. Terminator would kind of fall in that category, but I've seen enough of it to not count it there. Kill Bill probably counts. Never seen it. The Kill Bills.
Oh, they're good.
And then even the Fistful of Dollars trilogy from Eastwood.
Yeah, I've only seen one of those. I've only seen one of the. I think The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That's the only one I've seen.
I haven't seen Fistful yet or Fistful more.
A few dollars more, Fistful, a few dollars more, and Good, Bad, and Ugly. I've seen 2 of those, and I also saw the spaghetti westerns. I also saw The Outlaw Josie Wales not too long ago. Great film. Good. It's really, really a good movie, and there's a whole lot of those westerns that I just never got around to seeing. And I mean, do we think Clint Eastwood's got 5 more movies in the can, or at what point?
I honestly think this was probably his last film.
Every time I see a film with him, I'm thinking it's got to be it. But I thought that with Gran Torino, and I thought that with The Mule, and now I'm thinking that with Cry Macho, and he'll be 97 and coming out with some war film or something.
I think this might be it. Which
he needs to stop after this. I think.
Yeah,
as a doctor, he's going to have to stop.
He'll have a love scene with Blythe Danner or something, and expect us to get invested into the story.
No, Dave.
I thought
I've never seen Dirty Dancing.
Was the pinnacle.
What'd you say, Stan?
I thought Every Which Way You Can was the pinnacle.
Oh, the one with the orangutan?
No, it's Any Which Way You Can and Every Which Way But Loose. And they're really the same film, honestly. Where he plays the character of Philo Beto, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Earl, you said you've never seen Dirty Dancing?
I've never seen Dirty Dancing. I know all the quotes.
Gosh.
I don't know that you would even like that movie that much. I think it's one of those you will be glad you've seen it because you can check it off your ultimate movie list. But I don't even know I don't think you'd come home and be like, that movie was awesome. I think I would predict that you'd go.
Chance of that.
You'd be like, it was all right. It was pretty good. Patrick Swayze's great. Okay, next movie. What are we talking about? Next film. I'm going to go watch Dr. Zhivago again. All right. So Charlie, back to you. I'm going to let you pick a number from 1 to 33 because that's the number of topics I have here in front of me. So you can pick any of those numbers, including 12 because I just moved something out. So
how about Ocho? Let's go 8.
Number 8. All right, we're going to look at high school movies. This is an episode from 2014, August of 2014. We talked about high school films, just an overall general high school movie. Oh, look, there is Richard and Sarah Wolosky from Skywalker to Neverland.
Hey, Deuce Cast Movie Show. Happy anniversary.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
500.
Yeah.
Boy, you are looking good for your age.
I know. Yeah.
900 years old you be. You look this good. So, well, you guys are getting close to 400 though, right? You're like at 350 something or 360 or somewhere. I mean, is that right?
343.
Okay, well, you're about another, but it'll get here before you know it. Suddenly you turn around and you'll be like, we're at 397. Holy crap, what are we doing?
Now we're 500. Yeah,
exactly.
You know what? Nice. If we do like 5 shows a day, we'll be at 500 by next week.
And people would listen.
It's on, guys. It's on.
I know. Come on, bring it. No.
Right. So for the audience, which a lot of our audience will know who these wonderful people are, but this is Richard and Sarah from Skywalking to Neverland. We used to have the same network as them, and now they've started their own empire over there on the West Coast. Disney fans and Star Wars fans, this is your geekdom right there. They've got some great shows. They do a Star Wars comic show. They do, the Skywalking show. The guests you have on are just unbelievable. It always gives me hope to think maybe I could get somebody like that as well. And then Earl comes back. And so, so you guys have a great show, but and you guys have been on several times. We're throwing out random movie topics from episodes we've done in the past. And so we'll let you go first on this one. Favorite high school movies for you guys? Just what are your favorite high school films?
School Ties, 1992.
There you go.
Nice. Love it.
He was in it.
Yes, I knew that.
In that?
You're on the movie poster, right?
Yes, I was. Yes, I. Wow! Someone's been paying attention to our.
You're like you're the guy on the end, like with the somebody with a backpack or a briefcase. You're the guy on the end with the hair, and so.
Yep, I'm the one that they kept saying, "Could you clear the frame, please?" Like, no, I want to be on the poster.
Nick, I don't know if you're able to do that. Are you able to put images on the screen that everybody can see? Could you find that? Is that
don't
possible?
Put that on Nick.
I'm just curious. I would love to see it. You can Google the School Ties movie poster, and there's
no.
But anyway, yeah, the School Ties is fabulous. Because you have what's the credit that you have in that? Is that like kid with backpack or something?
Student number 15.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't SAG back then, so I didn't get. Even though I'm in the movie more than Ben Affleck, and he even told me at the screening, "Rich, you're in the movie more than I am." But still, I wasn't SAG, so I don't get a credit.
Did you have a speaking role?
I did, but it was cut because they didn't want it. They didn't want anyone who just had a one line to. They cut it from the film because they didn't want to pay residuals afterwards.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So they went through and just cut.
74-cent check once a quarter would break them. I just tell you.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff got cut.
That's pretty funny. Sarah, what about you? What's your favorite high school movies?
High school movie would have to be Clueless. I adore Clueless.
We're big fans of Clueless.
Yeah.
We had a big Clueless debate a couple of weeks ago on our basically Clueless versus. With the Sixth Sense, we were talking about iconic movie roles, and we were talking about which is a better movie, which is a more iconic film. The role of Cole, the little kid, versus Cher from Clueless, and we ultimately ended up on Cole. But it was a totally controversial. We talked about that for probably 20 minutes. Whether Cole or Cher was a better character. I question as to whether we got that right. I'm not really even sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I love Clueless mostly. I mean, yes, Cher's awesome. I just love the mix of characters. And I was in high school when I saw it, so I was like, oh, it was amazing. And then when I came out to LA for college, the first celebrity I ever saw was Alicia Silverstone at a play in Hollywood, like one of those
Wow.
random plays you see. And she was in the audience. She was just there, happened to be there. And I was like, oh my gosh, my first celebrity sighting. It was so cool. And I flew from Austin, Texas. So, yeah.
And then Sarah said, look, there's Cher. And the real Cher said, hi. And Sarah said, no, the real Cher.
I don't care about you.
Yeah, who are you?
Get her out of the way.
Oh, the auto-tune lady. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
moonstruck.
right.
I'm starstruck.
Oh, that is the best Cher movie, though.
With you,
And just as an asterisk, that story never really happened.
y'all on the West Coast. Sarah, did you watch Clueless through the eyes of a West Coaster in high school? Like, did you see like resemblances,
No.
or is it like so far removed from where you were? Or, I mean, like,
Right. I was in Texas. I grew up in Texas.
Oh, Texas.
and
Okay.
Yeah, I'd never been to LA until I guess 99, 98. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. No, I saw it as what are you asking me? I'm trying to think.
Oh, I was thinking that you were in California as a high schooler, so I was thinking, were you watching Clueless, going, I recognize all of this, I relate to all of it, or that's not really what happens in high school in California, but you were in Texas, so there you go.
Watching that as a Californian, like, wait a minute, they're on the Hollywood freeway, but in the next cut, they're on the 710 freeway, and they keep jumping around to all these freeways. Like, you're in Long Beach.
And most of us over in Alabama were like, this movie's great. I don't know what's happening, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
We have no clue.
Yeah, I was clueless.
You are
exactly, completely clueless.
Earl,
like
say
it.
it. Say it, Earl.
What?
You don't have a clue, but you are
Clueless.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing. Haha.
See where I'm going with that.
The other one, and a question for you too, and we'll open up the audience for the whole for the high school movies. But again, Rich and Sarah, one movie that you should have seen by now, that you haven't seen, but you should see it as a movie fan. You just never got around to watching it. You'll get there eventually. What's one movie that you just wish you could have seen, or you should have seen by now, but you just haven't?
In terms of high school movies?
In terms of any movie, really, any film. Like for me, it's Apocalypse Now. I've never seen it. I should see it, but I never have.
Yeah,
right?
I've never
Exactly.
seen that. I've never seen that one, or like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think those are ones that are like always brought up, and I'm like, I have no idea.
I'm a bad husband. I would say for me, Casablanca.
Ooh.
Really?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I tried, but I kept falling asleep.
Oh.
That's kind of how I was with Citizen Kane. And several people said Citizen Kane too, that we've just never seen it. And Dr. Earl said Dirty Dancing. He never got around to seeing that one, which we're going to have to get to that as well. So let's just, I do want to ask some other people though. Stan, high school movie for you, favorite high school film?
I was wondering about that. Does Back to the Future count?
Sure.
Sure. Well, it's
Yeah,
your
sure
pick.
not.
It's Back
Yeah,
to
Better
yeah.
than Madonna Truth or Dare, so.
one of the two.
It's got a high school scene.
Yeah, I love Lucas.
And
There's
Dave,
Lucas.
we've got folks trying to get in.
Okay.
So Dan, thanks so much for stopping by, brother.
Mhm.
It was really good to see you, man.
Yep.
And we
I think he's
will
giving you the
catch
boots,
on
Dan. I'm not sure.
flip side. Yeah, we've got to clear some people out. So Stan, thanks so much for coming by, though, man.
Thank you for having me, and happy 500th. And Earl,
Thank you.
It was good seeing you both.
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Thanks,
sir.
Dan.
Yep.
Best to Kingdom Cast.
Yeah, we're gonna rotate people through. Sarah, Rich, stay as long as you want. I know that you guys may have a scheduled things going on tonight, but we love you guys being in here for a little while and hanging out with us and such. And we're just talking random movie stuff. Mikey, who we got coming in?
StreamYard's very limited on the amount of people that you can have in at the same time. I'm not prepared for that. Charlie, what was your favorite high school film?
I'm going with Teen Wolf. So, kind
Oh,
of
good
piggybacking
one.
off of the Michael J. Fox train there.
And they're about to make a new one.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I don't know if it's just nostalgia factor because I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I probably ought to keep it that way. But man, I remember being a kid watching Teen Wolf and just being like, "That is so awesome!" And then like there was all the public service announcements: "Do not ride on top of vehicles," So,
You know what? Can I add something there?
Yes.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that disclaimer, so I did ride on top of vehicles. My friend and I actually learned how to do headstands while on a moving car. How stupid were we as kids?
That's
I
impressive.
wasn't gonna say anything.
all right. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce so
All right.
that somebody else can get on in here.
Awesome, Charlie.
500 episodes, guys. That's awesome. Love
Thanks,
the
Charlie.
show.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. Thanks for listening, man. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
so
Feel
much,
free
man.
to stay in the comment section. We'll still be monitoring that. Keep watching.
All righty.
Awesome.
look,
Talk to you later, man.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Charlie.
I just clicked on comments over instead of private chat. I'm like, oh look, we got comments here. This is awesome. So, yeah, Teen Wolf is good because any cute girl named Boof, you got to date somebody named Boof. I mean, that's a great name for a love interest in a high school movie.
Yes, it is.
Melissa, high school movies for you. What's your favorite?
Cruel Intentions.
Oh,
interesting.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's a little devious, but interesting.
No.
Guilty pleasure.
Totally. That's like two categories: high school and guilty pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. I would say Cruel Intentions too, but only for Amy Adams because that movie is not good.
Sarah
Michelle Gellar, Selma Blair, I believe, Ryan Felipe, and and it's not a good for you kind of film. It's a little devious out there. So
that's one I've never seen actually. I guess add that to my list.
You might like that more than Dirty Dancing. I don't know. But,
well, it's a remake of Dangerous Liaisons.
It is.
Only in high school, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, which is a movie that I've ever seen. I guess I should go back and watch that one.
That's a great movie.
Very early Uma Thurman.
That's a good movie.
That is
Aussie Nate, high school movies.
This was a tough one because I was trying to think, and Dazed and Confused kept coming up, but I'm not a huge fan of that movie. But I'm gonna say Taps. It's like in military school. Young Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timothy Hutton was
very young Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and I just remember there was like that one scene where the cadet gets shot, and I was just like, whoa, like high school kids, and that sort of has stuck with me for years and years and years.
I've never seen Taps. Never
have. It's good.
Like Outsiders is as far back as I go with early Tom Cruise. So
I don't know if it's that far back.
Taps is 1981.
81.
It was pretty. Yeah, I remember it. I mean, it's everybody's high school experience, right?
Right.
Buzz cuts, people getting shot. I mean, that's
I grew up in South Alabama.
What kind of school did you go to?
I know, right?
Private school.
Military school. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, one more. Roth from Wyoming, high school movie.
Yes. So when you first said this topic, I thought you were meaning movies that we saw in high school, and that brought you back to high school. And the first movie that popped in my head there was Project X, which is an awful movie, but I loved it in high school. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but
that's Matthew Broderick and the monkey, right?
The monkey, right?
No, it's
new Project X from like 15 years ago.
Yeah, the new one, the 2012 one. That's like the found footage.
Oh yeah.
Awful party movie. But as a junior, senior in high school, sneaking into that movie was awesome. But if we're actually talking like real, like they're like a good movie, I gotta go with Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah, very good movie.
Film.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Friday Night Lights, the TV show, because I'm not a big fan of the movie, but this is not the Deucecast Extra.
So there you go.
The TV quarterly.
The TV, yeah.
Okay, so in Richard,
so
Earl,
Roth,
can help me remember.
Roth,
ahead,
why don't you plug your podcast real quick, Roth, before we move on, sir?
Good Day for a Movie podcast. We review a different movie every single week. We just did $1 Million Baby. We're doing the second of the Before trilogy. Before Sunset, I think, is the one that's coming on Monday.
Oh yeah.
So,
just for the audience, $1 Million Baby is not part of the Before trilogy, so don't go into that thinking you're going to see a love story with Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke. Different film. Back to what you said about Project X, though. That was like '86 with Matthew Broderick, and who was the girl in that? Was it
Helen Hunt?
Helen Hunt. I couldn't remember. I was like,
that's right.
Not only the shoe, because she had her own monkey movie, I think called Link or something. There was like in the mid '80s, there were like 3 or 4 movies that came out starring apes and chimpanzees and monkeys. Link. And there was Monkey Shines and Project X, and for whatever reason, monkeys were a big thing in the mid '80s. Not the
you're
band,
forgetting
but
Going
the
Ape
actual
with Tony Danza and Danny DeVito.
That was like '79 or '80, something like that.
David,
another one
I feel like as well.
Yeah, another one I haven't seen. I don't know that I should have seen that, but I haven't seen it.
Then there was the Matthew LeBlanc monkey movie, but that was like in the 2000s.
That was like Ed. That was like '97 or '98 when they were trying to have a
Dunstan
career.
Checks In.
Oh, Dunstan Checks In is good stuff.
Are we doing a top 5 monkey films?
Apparently we are.
Hey, we've never done it, so
we'll put that on because we got to get to 600 with some topics, don't we? All right, so Sarah and Rich, we're gonna let you pick a number between 1 and 32, and these
33.
are random topics. What number?
33.
33. You know what? I haven't moved everything around, so there we go. Forgotten childhood movies. This is from 294 in 2017.
Well, how are we supposed to remember this?
I can't remember. That we saw as a kid.
Yeah, I don't
that
remember
we haven't thought about in a long time, that we loved as a kid, maybe that nobody else thinks about besides us. Like I'm trying to think of a movie for me. Like,
Well, I'm gonna go with one.
Yes,
The
please.
Strongest Man in the World, starring Kurt Russell.
Oh. The Disney, right?
So bad.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
I
heard
just
of that
showed
movie.
Sarah this movie. It was
Came
part
on
of those,
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was part of that whole Kurt Russell Disney connection back in the very early 70s. And he had a whole string of these Disney movies.
Welcome all.
Oh my gosh,
there was
we
the
just
kid
got.
that wore tennis shoes or something.
Oh my gosh, Matt just showed up.
Matt.
Original co-host of the
original
Deucecast.
co-host back in the day.
Casey
Yeah.
Ryback showed up.
Yeah.
And
Matt, how many episodes were you on of the Deucecast originally? Was it
Man,
like
I
the
have
first?
no idea.
He was on the first like 25 or so. First 25
First
or 26.
25,
something like
okay.
that. So, yeah. We're talking about movies that we saw as a kid that nobody ever talks about. And some of the movies I remember from the episode were The Boy Who Could Fly, because I used to love that movie when I was a kid with Jay Underwood, now a pastor, by the way.
Best friend of Richard, by the way.
Oh, Charlie pulled it.
Somebody talked about Homeward Bound 2.
Wow.
Mikey mentioned Baby, The Secret of a Lost Legend, the dinosaur movie.
Because it's awesome.
Flowers in the Attic, that was brought up. Journey of Natty Gann, which I loved as a kid as well. There was a TV movie, not the Drew Barrymore movie, but there was a TV movie that came out with Nancy McKeon and Michael J. Fox called Poison Ivy, about a summer camp that I used to love. But if you go back and watch that movie, it's on YouTube. It is very of its time, and there's some very inappropriate stuff with kids in that movie that I'm like, I don't think I could ever watch this movie again. This could never be shown again, ever. So, yeah, there's some not great stuff. It's a family TV movie, but yeah, not a film that we should watch ever again. So you should go find that on YouTube if you really want to see it. All right, somebody else. Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah, please.
The Secret of Nim.
Oh,
Movie
yeah.
I
That's a
haven't
good
thought of
one.
in a long time, and it was recently brought up like last month. I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen that in forever, and I loved that movie. I think when I was 4 years old, I like found a piece of red scrap fabric and I like fashioned a tail and made myself a Mrs. Frisbee costume. I ran around the house with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that movie. Like I don't remember seeing it, but I recently watched I kind of go down the rabbit hole, so to speak, of conspiracy theories. And there's a big one about like New York mental health, like the NIM rat experiments, Utopia rat experiments. And it's like a real thing. And it was based, like that movie is based on that. NYMH.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
I feel like that would ruin every good memory I had of Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
the
Thanks,
movie
Matt.
itself is based on a book,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that book is probably, was inspired by that. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Wow.
I had a comic book of The Secret of Nim. It was like it was like a 1980s version of a graphic novel is what it was. And I remember that I read it, and I would give anything to have that right now. It would be so cool to own like the early 80s comic version of The Secret of Nim. I used to love that movie. Haven't seen it in probably 35 years. That's one I need to go back and revisit.
So I need to ask a Disney history question since we've got Richard and Sarah on.
Yeah.
So was this before Don Bluth left Disney or after when he did
It
Secret
was
of Nim?
after. As far as I
Okay.
know, it was after.
Okay.
He didn't start direct. That's why he left, because he wanted to direct, and Disney didn't, let him get that
okay.
high up. That's why a lot of people leave Disney and go to like DreamWorks or something, because they
Tim
can
Burton?
actually direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, even now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know what? I'm gonna put this on my list of movies I have never seen.
Secret of Nim?
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, sweet.
Hey,
Sarah,
me
you're a bad
too,
husband. You're
Richard.
a bad
Me
wife.
too. Me too.
Yeah, but you're not married to Sarah. Not that I know of.
See, I've only
No.
seen the sequel of this. I've only seen The Secret of Nim 2. I haven't seen the first one.
I didn't
Oh,
know
so
there
you
was
were
a
so
sequel.
lost, probably.
All right, we're gonna have to do a group watch.
Well, I'm
Yes.
waiting on just watch to see where Secret of Nim is actually streaming, if it's streaming anywhere, because
Oh, I'm sure it is.
depending
I
on
thought
where
it
it's
was
streaming, there
Disney.
may not be.
I didn't know it was.
No, it
post-
was, it was not Disney.
Don Bluth post leaving.
Yeah.
While you're looking, David, Jonathan, how are you?
Oh, he's on mute. You're on mute,
Jonathan,
buddy.
You're muted. Where are you from? I don't.
Hey guys.
Another Disney
Congratulations.
file.
I am. Hey, Richard. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Jonathan.
Okay.
How we
Good to
doing?
see you.
Good to see you
Crossover, I
guys.
love it.
Yes. I am Dave, as you would say about your co-host Jen, I am from Amish country.
Nice. Because everybody in Pennsylvania is Amish. So
yeah, you would think that. Yeah. No, I'm from the Pittsburgh area, just like Jen. So.
Gotcha. Welcome.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Thank you.
To wrap up this topic, The Secret of Nim is actually streaming on Amazon Prime right now. So I don't know that there's an excuse for anybody. And real quick, Melissa in the chat said to drop out, but Beethoven is the movie that she watched as a kid, and she said she wore that VHS tape out. So
anything Charles Grodin is good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we just watched Beethoven with the girls, and I forgot how incredibly frightening it is for little kids. The whole plot is that the vet is the bad guy, and he's doing work for an ammunition company, and he needs a big human-sized skull to test the bullets out on.
What?
Yeah. That's go back and rewatch it. It's still a great movie. It's still really funny, but like it is definitely of a different era. I don't know if it would be made now.
Yeah. I'm guessing like Beethoven. I'm guessing Beethoven 2 through 500 is a little bit different than that.
Well, they only kept making sequels just to get to Beethoven's Fifth. They wanted to make sure they had a movie called Beethoven. That's the only reason they made those movies, to get to Beethoven's Fifth.
Yeah.
That's all. Wow. That's shocking.
Wow.
All right, so Jonathan, I'm going to let you pick our next topic. You get to pick a number between 1 and 32.
Let's go with 22.
22. How about movies you can't stop watching? They come on TV. You just stop no matter where they are in the movie. It's a movie you just put on in the background. It's just a movie you just cannot get enough of. And this is from June 2020, episode 435.
Oh my gosh!
Not that anybody remembers that. I could be making those numbers up, and everybody would believe me. But just
I thought that was a topic that we constantly came up back in the OG days.
Yeah,
it seemed like that was just like.
Well, we did a whole episode on it back in June of 2020.
Okay.
So there we go.
Oh, that's from Nick, Godfather 1 and 2. That's where it's on. Yep, that makes sense.
Let's see. Looking to see the episode.
Jonathan, did you come up with one?
I mean, do I go with the tried and true answer, the one that you probably expect from me? Any Star Wars movie, if it's on, absolutely.
So
anything.
Randomly, I think it was Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones was on Comedy Central the other day. Like, I don't know why they're screening them on Comedy Central all of a sudden. It's really
Attack of the Clones has some scenes and it actually makes sense.
That makes sense. Doesn't need to be programming directing anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It was really strange. I didn't quite understand that.
Just as part of the topic, we had Mike McDonald on, not the singer, but the actual co-host of one of the podcasts.
Sandcrawler,
Sandcrawler podcast. And so some of the movies you talked about that we couldn't stop watching: The Big Lebowski, Highlander, Marvel's The Avengers, The Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox, which I also love. Grown Ups, The Bodyguard. I think The Bodyguard was probably mine because The Bodyguard's fantastic. And so yeah, these are all movies that we just can't stop watching. Of course, Dr. Earl said The Lawrence of Arabia because
I can't stop every time it comes on.
All the time.
And Jaws.
Yeah, and Jaws.
Mine would be Tombstone.
Also made our list. Never Ending Stories.
It over and over. Yeah, I can watch it just over and over.
The lesser Wyatt Earp movie.
No, we said Tombstone,
the
not Wyatt
Costner version is way better than that one.
I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that.
I'm gonna repeat what Jonathan said. Any Star Wars movie, especially Attack of the Clones, my favorite of all the Star Wars films.
Whoa.
That's Dave's.
Oh, there you go.
That's David's.
It's my favorite of the prequels. I love it.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
Even though, and let me just address this topic right now. I apologize to all the Star Wars faithful that I said that General Grievous was in Attack of the Clones. In my mind, I saw the entire battle between Grievous and Obi-Wan.
It was a bad moment.
Awesome. And I was thinking Attack of the Clones. It's my fault. I've been busy.
Thank you for owning it, Dave.
I have an autistic child. I'm going to put it on him. It's his fault. So, whatever I can do to get myself out of this, I will say it.
How are you allowed to still be on the air?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to put this on mute for a second so you don't hear what I'm saying.
I almost got canceled.
Do you believe what he just said? Grievous and Attack of the Clones. What is wrong with him? I can't believe this.
It's a good thing we're on mute. So
yeah. All right, we can get out of here. that was
what
a
were
lot
you
of
saying?
fun.
All we just heard you talking. I mean, I heard you we saw you talking. We don't.
I said this is a lot of fun,
Okay,
and
good,
I'm so
good.
grateful that Dave had asked us on this show because it's 500, and we really appreciate it, and nothing you say is wrong.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, tell that to my wife. She won't believe that.
But with that, we got to get ready for our What If Friday night discussions.
Yes.
We record a discussion on the Marvel series What If.
Awesome.
And we got to get set up for that right now. So.
Well, okay, real quick before you leave, where can we find you guys? So people who want to follow you, where do we go to follow Skywalking through Neverland, and I'll see all your shows?
Okay, yeah, you can follow us at Skywalking Pod on social media, and then skywalkingthrough-neverland.com. You can see right there, it says skywalkingthrough-neverland.com. And we got lots of fun articles. And go ahead.
Look for our new show, Today in Star Wars History, which is a brand new YouTube show where every day we post a big significant happening that happened in the real life events of Star Wars.
Yeah, so they're little mini YouTube shows. They're really fun. Each day a little
your
little
daily
history.
dose of Star Wars history.
There you go.
I love it because you guys don't have enough podcasts. That's awesome.
Right.
And enough things to do during the day.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, guys. It means a lot.
Thanks so much for stopping by, Richard. It's so good to see you guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us on as previous guests. We really appreciate it. Love the show. Love all your discussions, and it always gets a good laugh from us.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Have a good bye.
See ya.
All
right. I see the chat. Frequency is a movie that Melissa returns to. Fitmatic says Predator, Dark Knight, Lord of the Rings, all movies that people just can't stop watching. I mean, yeah, it's one of those like I keep going back to The Bodyguard. I guess that's my quintessential. Whenever it's on, I stop no matter where it is in the movie, and I just watch it, and I don't care. Whatever, I'll watch it because it's awesome.
Yeah, I have to agree with Jacob because Lord of the Rings really is hard to stop. Like once you get going, they're just so stinking good, man. They're like
Burgee.
Burge, the
What's up, nerds?
What's up, buddy?
We have guests today, Bert. You can't call us all nerds.
Now Dr. Earl said you would be hammered when you came on the show, and I figured you'd be sober. So where are you on the scale of
just one so far?
Just one, okay.
Half of one.
It's early. It's early for Burge.
Half of one. True.
Jacob's firing up too.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. I see this, and I feel.
I told you a buffet of bits.
Wait, why are these people commenting? Are they not?
Well, we're just pulling up random topics from previous episodes. We're just throwing them out there, just talking about whatever, and nobody knows what topic is coming. So I'm gonna let you. Go ahead. Sorry.
So like Melissa and Nate can't join the video.
They've already been in.
No, they could. They were on earlier. They were on.
You can bring them back in.
The problem.
Where are
with
you?
The problem with this StreamYard thing is there's only 10 allowed at once. Oh man, we got Jennifer now.
Kaufman.
Hey Jennifer.
Hello.
Oh my goodness gracious.
How are
And
you?
she's got a Deucecast t-shirt. I didn't even
love
know.
it.
I do.
I'm wearing my Grease 2 shirt. So.
I like
that
it.
is
All right.
awesome.
Grease cast shirt.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
I love that
awesome.
shirt.
All right. Well, okay. So we've got Burgess and Kaufman who just came in kind of close to each other. So Burgess, let's go to you first.
Great.
Update on the movie that's going on. Don't die. Everything's happening. What's going to kind of fill us in?
It's actually happening. We start rolling in 3 weeks in 2 days. So mid-October, 18th.
Cool.
And yeah, it's in that hectic stage where there's I won't get into it, but there's all kinds of film things that you kind of have to wait till right before you shoot to make happen so that no one misses out on a bigger gig by committing too early, stuff like that. So it's about a month of scrambling right before you shoot, and that's what we're in. Is the month of scrambling. So, but it's a good position to be in. So,
very cool. Yeah. Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Well, congratulate me in November. I haven't done it yet.
I will.
Now, Burgess, you did promise all three of us roles in this film, right?
I think that might have been on opposite day, and which means,
okay.
Which means that
I just want to be the doctor on set.
Yeah,
that guy on set.
Earl
I just want to be
fit
murdered in a
into
film. I just want to I want to die in a movie. Can you just can I come on set and is there any death in this movie?
The movie's called Don't Die, Michael.
Oh, my bad.
That's the sequel is Die.
We don't have that extras money yet, so
I'll do it for free.
One day when we can afford extras.
Well, just don't give him any lines so he doesn't get any residuals.
I just want somebody to roundhouse kick me in the face and I'll just die.
Okay.
You don't have
you
to
set
film
that
it.
up?
Just
No.
let it happen.
Yeah, just
Thank you,
don't
Melissa.
Sorry, Mikey, we weren't rolling. Let's try it again.
over and over again, many takes.
All right,
Yeah,
Jen,
you're fine with actually getting kicked in the face. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I
what
need,
we're all
I need
hearing.
some of that.
Yeah, great. Jen Kaufman, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
How was hockey?
And
night
hello
at the
to everyone I
Kaufman
don't know.
house?
It was cold but good. You know, I love it. So yeah, I was glad that you guys are an hour behind me, so I didn't miss too much of the fun.
So I've got to ask, what is this sport that you keep talking about called hockey? I'm unfamiliar.
Or soccer?
I'm just,
It's
I
Canadian.
don't know.
It is Canadian, yes.
Canadian.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. It's Canadian and cold.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all you need to know. But no.
It's so Canadian that they tried to have a team in Atlanta, and the city was like, "No thanks."
Yes, and Arizona has a team, but they're about to lose it again too. So
Are they
maybe-
really?
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
probably not, but they, yeah,
The Coyotes.
yeah, very good. Yeah.
Very cool.
So-
All right. So
Oh,
we
the
were just-
Avalanche.
We're throwing out
Go
random
Avs.
topics.
I don't mind the
from-
stars.
from episodes that we've discussed over the last 500 episodes. So we're just coming up with random numbers here. So Jeremy, why don't you pick a number between 1 and 31? Any number you want.
1 and 31. Let's
Mm-hmm.
do 27.
27. This is snow movies from 2018, episode number 312. Movies that either take place in snow, have snow as a part of the movie,
Okay.
or whatever. Just snow films. Like Mikey loves Ski School. I remember him saying that. So
Well, I've got
I
to
do remember
ask.
that, actually.
I've got to ask our, and he hasn't admitted that live here, but I've got to ask our expert down below, Casey Ryback over there. What Seagal movie has been in the snow? There's got to have been one.
oh yeah, we need a Seagal watch.
On Deadly Ground. It
On
takes
Deadly
place in
Ground.
Alaska. Yeah, I think it's Alaska. It takes place in. Look it
There
up.
you go. I knew there had to be one. I mean,
Yeah, it has. It's like the Eskimos or Inuit, whatever the proper term.
Do
First
you
Nations,
know what
whatever you call it.
indigenous people.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yes.
like
Oh.
randomly will be
David, freezer.
He froze on us, Dave.
Dave, come back to us.
Yep.
So
Hello,
I
can
want
you
to
hear me?
know from the Yellowstone guy there, Jacob Dutton over there from Yellowstone. What's your favorite snow movie, sir?
Well, the first one that actually came to mind is a little embarrassing. It's from 2002, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. It's Snow Dogs.
No,
But
you
the real
don't.
one,
It's Snow Dogs.
the real one has got to be Wind River. I mean, Snow
Oh,
and Cold was
yeah.
a character in
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, good call.
Amazing.
One of my
Yeah,
favorites.
That's very
Love
good
that
call.
movie.
Gotta stay
Burgess,
on brand with Taylor Sheridan.
yeah, Burgess. I know you've got to have a snow opinion.
Well, first I got to shout out Balto. Remember Balto?
Oh, that's right.
You don't have to shout that out, but okay.
Why would
Yes,
I
I
not shout
remember
out?
Balto.
Listen, I came into this live stream with one goal, and that was to talk about Balto, and so I'm fulfilling that goal.
And you're making Mikey's bucket list dreams come true too. I hear.
I know.
I mean, I go to Fargo when I think snow,
Yeah.
because the whole movie is snow. The Shining, also very good snow movie.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good call.
And
I've been to that
Dreamcatcher,
hotel.
if you recall Dreamcatcher.
Dude,
Oh, that's a
Dreamcatcher's
really weird
horrible.
one. Yeah.
That's a horrible
Dreamcatcher
movie.
has two kinds of snow. One that you put up your nose, and that's how it works.
Right.
That's true.
For the children at home, don't try that at home.
No.
No, don't try that.
Snow is very cold.
It's
We have a
cold.
lot of we have a lot of children watching our show, so yeah. There's
I have a.
Wait,
I have a
so I
question.
can talk about cocaine? Is that what you're telling me?
no.
It wouldn't be the
Only
first
the
one
rapper.
to do
You
cast.
can only talk about the rapper.
Scarface.
I was going to say Scarface if we're talking about snow.
Yeah, exactly.
The Booger
And
Show.
also,
Cool as Ice.
starring Michelle Pfeiffer. So.
Also, yeah,
Cool as
that's-
Ice count as a snow movie?
Cool as Ice definitely does.
That was
count as a
Vanilla
snow
Ice,
movie.
though. Is there a movie with
Cool as
Informer
Ice.
with Snow's Informer? Is there a movie? With
I
him in it?
wish. I wish.
A
so.
snow biopic.
There was
Who
a movie
would
called The Informant,
start
so
a
maybe it's I don't know, the
biopic?
same guy. But Jen,
I would
weigh in.
picture
Snow movies.
Channing Tatum in a snow biopic. I think that could
I will
work.
not.
Oh.
I will not. He's purely Florida in my mind.
It's very
Okay.
specific. Outside of Christmas movies, because that's too easy.
Standard.
I went with one that just had is not mostly snow, but it was the first one that popped in my head. Was Cool Runnings. Always a fun movie to talk about.
Yes.
Not usually the snow, but we've been thinking about Winter Olympics coming up, and I can't wait to show my kids that one. It probably doesn't hold up. Don't tell me, but I haven't
No,
watched
I
it
think
since probably
I
eighth
think
grade.
that
So
movie does. I think that movie does hold up. Actually, I think it's still pretty
Yeah.
good.
Good. That's good to hear.
It's serviceable.
That's all it has to be.
It won't fit in the pretentious corner, but you know.
That I understand.
Of course not, Dr. Earl.
But my children will like
Not
it.
much time.
Not everything can. Let's be honest.
Earl, are there any Bergmans in the snow?
There's a Russian movie that I recently watched where they're
Subtitled?
I forgot the title of it because it's The Ascent, and there's like a big snow scene where they're struggling through the snow.
I'm into it.
So, but I was actually going to say something else. I was going to say Better Off Dead because they're skiing in that with Lane Newman.
$2.
Do you realize the value of all this snow? Like the what's the guy? Curtis
Armstrong. Curtis Armstrong.
Booger.
Booger. Uh-huh.
Oh, Snowpiercer. Who pulled that one? That's a good one.
Snowpiercer's a good pull. Yep.
Yeah,
that might have been
Rivers to me is
producer
probably the
Nick.
ultimate.
Producer Nick did that one.
The last third of Inception is also very, very good as well because it kind of all takes place in the snow. Although that movie to me is just nearly perfect. I love Inception. So that's our snow movies. All right, so let's toss it over.
Wait, did Jonathan say a snow movie? I don't think Jonathan said.
Jonathan, you got to toss in, man.
Empire Strikes Back. Nick is wanting to say that. Obviously,
yeah, of course, Nick.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm more of a I was just kind of waiting for my turn to speak, but for me, so for me, this goes back to probably the first or the second DVD that I ever owned. It's a classic Russell Crowe movie, and I'm sure most of you seen it, Mystery Alaska.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen that movie. And
I thought you suggested it to me last time. Maybe it was
I might
Mikey.
have, but I've never
It
seen
might have
it.
Mikey.
It's a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
Never seen that. Eventually, one of my best friends, he's been on the show one time, like in 2012. We call him Wookie. He loves that movie, and I've just never gotten around to seeing it. One of these days, I need to see it. Schwa!
Jedi Schwa in the house. Oh my
man.
goodness! What is up, dude?
How's everybody doing?
This is awesome.
Enjoy stuff. A Techno Retro Dads podcast.
Yes.
Did I get that right? I got that right? Right?
What kind of stuff?
We took the dads off, but it's still dads
that's
talk.
right.
So it counts. It totally works. It's fine. Yeah.
What kind of stuff? All stuff?
Yeah. What kind
all
of
stuff.
Everything.
Yeah.
Enjoy everything.
Just
yeah.
enjoy.
Anything.
Yeah. Everything.
I like it.
Find the fun in everything. That's our slogan. Right there.
That's a topic we need now, like more than ever. Just find fun in
exactly.
everything.
Yeah. That we agreed, and that's why we did it.
I love it. I love that. We're talking about just random topics from shows we've done in the past, kind of at random. And right now we were talking about snow movies. Movies that take place in the snow, have snow in the whatever. So off the top of your head, films that take place in the snow or
Spies Like Us.
Spies Like Us. Good call.
Nice. Yeah, I love that movie. I don't know why. It's just a classic movie as a teenager that I would go to the mall and just see all the time. It was a lot of fun, and of course Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase. A lot of good quotable lines in there.
The whole doctor sequence is fantastic. I've been able to start putting that now for Earl's theme song when we bring him in. So that's awesome. It's awesome. All right, so Jen, we're gonna let you pick the next number. Pick a number between 1 and 30. 1 and 30. Any number.
4.
Number 4. This is Nick Cage movie.
Oh boy! All right.
When we did our very first bracket, our very first tournament ever for the big bracket, we've done 18 of these things now. We did a bracket of Nick Cage roles as which one was the best. Episode 291 from 2017. So now let's talk a little bit about Nick Cage films. Jen, I just know you are streaming with Nick Cage movies, and you have a long list of Cage films you love.
You see, I'm researching right now. But well, I mean, like.
Jen, you haven't seen
There's
one
no,
Nick
this
Cage
isn't
movie?
No, I have. I'm making sure that I don't just say like, oh God, like The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't want to say that one.
No, you don't.
I like that one.
It's okay. It's good.
I
Look.
did not. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say go ahead. I'm gonna say Con Air. I love Con Air.
That's
It's
a good
probably
one.
the highest ranked of my Nick Cage fandom because it's so just bad, but it's awesome.
The problem, and Mikey's not going to like this, but I like a lot of Nick Cage movies, but I don't love him in most of them.
Oh, Nick Cage is
But I do love
best.
National Treasure. He is not a National Treasure, but that's a good. I only saw one.
That's a good.
I only saw one.
Would you? And maybe this is completely stereotyping here, Jen. But would you get into some of the rom-coms he's done, like It Could Happen to You, or the City of Angels, which is a
City of Angels. Yeah, that one I have seen.
So weird.
I don't. He doesn't seem like a rom-com actor to me.
The Family Man's good.
So no, I don't think I would.
All right, Schwa. I need to hear Schwa's Nick Cage movie.
Let's see if I'm missing it.
I'm gonna have to say The Rock. Which I think is a rom-com with Sean Connery. Actually, is kind of
I agree.
I think that's called a rom-com.
I see what you did.
I see what you did.
Rock-con?
Oh no, I have a better answer.
Yes.
Oh, you have okay.
Yes, I do. Into the Spider-Verse. He was as Spider Noir. That was the perfect role for him. So
you also liked it because he only had a small role in there, so you get Nick Cage.
But he was very
not a lot of Nick
powerful.
Cage.
It was a very powerful
It was
role.
good.
Small screen time, very lasting memory that I had to look up. But it is good.
Face Off.
Oh, Face Off from Fetmatic with Face Off.
I don't know about that one. That's
Lord of War. Look at Melissa. That's almost the pretentious corner, Melissa. I like it.
Face
Welcome to
Off
my corner.
is so ridiculous. It's enjoyable. It's such an out there premise that they want you to believe that it's almost like this is great. So
Now, Burgess, am I not correct that local phenom Dan? No, not that guy. The Adam Wingart is doing a Face Off movie.
Yes.
Oh, and it's not a remake; it's a sequel.
Yeah, he was careful to say like, "Hey, we're not trying to ruin the movie you love. We're just adding to it." So, who knows what's a remake or a sequel anymore?
That's true.
I thought Candyman was a remake. Turns out it's a sequel. Who knows?
Right.
Oh, it's not a reboot. Oh
no, it's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
I've heard it's good.
Correct sequel.
It's the Halloween style where it's like a sequel to just the first movie, and the
Yeah.
original sequels don't exist anymore. So it's that whole thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's a
Mongols.
tangent. Back to the matter at hand, of course.
Of course.
Well, yeah,
Jack
Burgess, what's your
Taggart
answer?
down
Do you have
there?
that
What
Nick
is
Cage?
what is your favorite Nick Cage movie, Jack Taggart?
Oh, sorry.
I have to say, probably Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Listen, that movie's not bad. It is so.
It's
so
very
dumb that-
entertaining.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Now, it's been a minute. Is that the one that Nicolas Cage pees fire? Is that...
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And the only second one, Drive Angry. To that, I think Drive Angry. They go together.
So that's a pretentious corner movie, right? The fire.
Yeah, Drive
peeing.
Angry.
That's-
Yes.
I do want you to understand that Nicolas Cage always pees fire.
That's right.
This is true. Schwa,
Does seem
you're
right. That does seem accurate.
Well, Jen, on that topic, anything with Amber Heard tends to lean into the pretentious corner. So, you put Amber Heard in a movie like Drive Angry, then we're talking the
Wait,
Dijon mustard theme is playing right now for Dr. Earl. So, yes.
By the way, if you're peeing fire, I can treat that.
That's true.
Thank you, Dr. Earl.
I was gonna throw out Drive Angry myself because I think that's like the beginning of crazy caricature of himself, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Mikey, can you confirm? Like that was kind of when that started.
He
I
had
only
some
know him
cra-
as that.
Yeah, he had some crazy stuff before then, but
Cage,
I'm a
Cage is
Raising
a
Arizona
legit
guy.
actor. Like
Yeah, it's the
when he wants to
early
be-
Raising Arizona, man. Early stuff.
Yeah.
When he wants
Yeah,
to be,
yeah.
he's great.
Yeah, but Burgess, when he
Yeah.
that is where he never went back. Like he went that direction.
That's true.
And he just went 100 miles an hour, and he never looked back.
Occasionally old.
With Drive Angry.
He will still depart from that for movies like Joe and Pig and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But some switch flipped in his brain, and I think he's just trying to make enough money to afford his haunted condo in New Orleans.
Right.
And rights
It's
of pop
the
music
ghost-
and
Yeah, the ghosts are expensive. I mean,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, and the chat's interesting here. Willy's Wonderland. I don't think we talk enough about Willy's Wonderland. That movie is insane, and it's so good. Willy's Wonderland is such a. I love that movie. I love
I've been
it because
avoiding it.
Like
I haven't
it's
seen it yet.
so
Is it?
ridiculous. Like
What's
he
the
goes
one
into a
you've
Chuck
seen
E. Cheese
recently?
type establishment, and all the things come to life because they've been possessed by demons, and he has to battle all the animatronics. It's so like, what the crap am I watching? I love it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any words. He just grunts the entire time.
Wow.
There's no dialogue from him.
Wicker
And
Man.
it's
Wow.
it's
I
spectacular.
have to throw out Mandy because there's a good example of a
Yeah.
director that's kind of like writing the film around Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that film works with anybody else. You couldn't put like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Mandy, and it would just be terrible. But because he knows what Cage can do and knows what his aura is all about, it makes a film like that just so good.
Did Jedi Schwa say his? Did you?
Yep. Schwa spoke
Yeah,
up.
he said the
What about our Cage expert though? Did you say yours, Mikey?
Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
You have a few to choose from.
Great.
Since
I
we've seen
mean,
them all.
Well, Mikey's so into Cage. He has crazy Cage favorites. He has serious Cage favorites.
There's different
Cage
levels
favorites.
of Cage.
You're not joking either, I know.
It's
like
recency
Cage
bias. It's certainly recency bias, but my most recent crazy Cage movie is Prisoners of the Ghostland. That is an insane movie, and I'm in love with it. I mean, it is awesome.
You have a recurring theme. It's crazy. It's terrible. It's wonderful. It's funny. It's strange. It's
he
has a style.
Jennifer.
He does.
Wait, where's multitudes?
Hey, Red's in the chat. He hasn't come.
Red's
So
in the
he's
chat.
He's talking about pee.
Fire pee or regular
pee?
pee?
Well, both, probably.
Both.
Probably.
It's red, so both probably.
All right, so round table real quick. We'll start with Burgess. Best movie you've seen recently, like movie that either old or new, doesn't have to be a new movie or whatever, but just best movie you've seen because you got your Hitchcock thing going on or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out one that's so bad it's good. So some friends of mine and I do like a virtual movie night. We try and do it like once a week. And when it gets to be spooky season, we will switch from HBO to Shudder, and we'll all pick stuff on Shudder and like spin a randomizer. And so it landed on a film called Shockma this week. Have you heard of Shockma?
I've never heard of Shockma.
I've heard of Shockma only because one of my. I've heard of it only because one of my favorite podcasts uses that as their like leaving the show thing. It's Shockma, that one.
Shockma is a killer baboon movie. And
of course it is.
Of course.
It all takes place in this medical facility that's basically like an office complex. There's no medical anything whatsoever except for a room full of animals, and they create this mutant baboon who hunts down all these people that are playing like a D&D style game. This was in 1990. So like not only do you have a killer baboon killing nerds, you have these nerds running around playing a D&D style game, and it's just such an incredible thing.
And Nicolas Cage says, "How am I not in this movie?"
This was like at the tail end of when productions were still using real animals and probably not being very nice to them, but the results are always just so strange and wonderful to me. Like this baboon is trained very well to be very terrifying, and I would highly recommend Shockma. Add it to your watch.
Shockma. Where would we see that? Let's say Jennifer wants to go and watch Shockma. Where would she find
it? I do.
Shudder.
Oh,
Shudder.
darn! I can't.
But
free
you
trial.
get a free 1 month trial.
I can't. Sorry,
that's a long trial. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll wait until there's a second movie there.
Best movie I've seen recently. Well, I mean, if we're going like kind of mainstream,
whatever.
I think I walked out of Shang-Chi so excited.
That was my answer as well.
So much fun.
Yes.
I'm sorry to take somebody's answer.
That's okay.
I can come up with a more obscure one.
No. I can't, so I'm going to talk about it as well. It's good.
Well,
talk about it.
I'll let you talk about that because I'll say one more that I probably not a whole lot of people have seen. I mean, you guys might have seen it, but I watched The Green Knight recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was just it. Blew my mind. I had no idea what I was getting into, which actually was probably a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because it kind of sucked me. It was just so artistically bizarre. With a King Arthur, knight legend that's not real well known. At least I think. I didn't know about it, but so anyway, that was kind of fun and just wild and weird, and I had a lot of fun with that too.
But what did you think of Shang-Chi? Because you didn't share any more about that.
Well, I didn't want to steal your thunder. Okay, we'll tag team. The thing I liked about Shang-Chi was that it was a Marvel movie, and it felt like a Marvel movie, but it was also different. It was kind of a whole different area of the Marvel universe that I hadn't had the chance to experience in the theaters yet, and it really kind of felt like a stepping stone into the next level of Marvel movies. So I guess that's why. Plus, I just thought it was so well performed. I mean, just all of the actors. And I was talking to Jovial J about this on Superhero Suite, where I know there's some people that aren't a big fan of Awkwafina. I actually really like Awkwafina. I thought she was really perfect for this. I thought it was going to be much more comedic, much more
slapsticky, maybe.
With her character.
Yep.
And she had a little bit of that, right? But it ended up being, without saying too much about it, it ended up being like really somebody that you wanted to root for. So, those were
and
lots
yet
of
funny,
reasons.
and yet also funny, but not
exactly.
really obvious. But it was so beautiful too. Like I enjoyed Black Widow. Like I knew there were there's really not a Marvel movie that I dislike except one, and they.
Name it and claim it.
I have Captain Marvel. Can't stand it. And then the last time I said that on this show, I went downstairs and my kids and husband were watching that movie. I'm like, really? But they hadn't heard me either. They just were. So
family.
Yeah, I know, right? No, they're going through the whole MCU with my girls. So, but yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the martial arts and just from the scene. Well, I guess it is kind of new. So, a couple of the fight scenes, the one-on-one fight scenes that are in there are just absolutely gorgeous. So, and it was funny, and I loved I like that it was part of the MCU, but also not like, I don't know, kind of just took us a nice place for the next phase because it ties back, but it really starts on a new swing. So, and it was really beautiful and funny. And I loved the bookends of them telling the story to their friends, and we'll stop there because I don't want to spoil things, but I thought it was just really brilliantly done. So, and for one that I knew nothing about going into it. So, I just really, really enjoyed it. I figured I would, but I enjoyed it so much.
I think you mentioned that it wasn't that you might have not known anything about the character from the comics, probably, right?
Right. Yes.
And what I like is that they took. I actually did because I went back and I did a little research and read a bunch of the comics, the old original comics, and I like that they took a lot of that stuff but adapted it to a much more respectful and much more modern audience. So. It was fun.
Oh, and then like Trevor, Sir Ben Kingsley, being just his return was just hysterical the whole time. So, I don't know. I thought it did a really nice job of mixing this like drama and beauty and pulling you back to laugh every now and then. Just as often as needed to, but very good.
I think you made a good point because it is a character that not a lot of people
every now and
know,
then
or maybe I've heard of, but I didn't know much about the character at all.
Right.
And they did
mostly
a great
from
job.
Iron Man is where I heard of it.
They did a good job introducing Shang-Chi to the audience as to who he is because you knew that Ant-Man was coming. Maybe you've heard of Ant-Man, but so you're looking to see how they display him. Like nobody knew who Shang-Chi was really. And so I just thought the movie was great. I really did. It was really well done. Mikey, best movie you've seen recently?
Hey, we have a new guest. We should probably acknowledge
Hurricane Red is in the house.
I don't know if I want to acknowledge Red. I don't know.
Like a diplomat.
No, you guys. I don't know. I hope you can hear me. All right. I'm in a
we can hear you. Yeah, we can
connection
hear
here.
you
You guys. Just carry on like I'm not here. Like I have not been for the previous 500 episodes.
No, Red used to be like episodes like 30 through like 120. He was a
I was on old -1.
And then he was then he got like parts on stage into the theater, and he's like
that's right.
CSI.
That's what
he left.
That's
CSI
what
to
dragged.
go do the stage.
That's what dragged me away. Yeah,
local theater dragged you away.
Yeah.
Red, best movie you've seen recently?
Recently,
doesn't matter. Yeah, recently.
Red doesn't watch movies. What do you? He's
recently could be
married to the stage.
When you say best movie, like
the
this
stage,
or just any movie. A movie
in the last decade.
Really enjoyed. Yeah.
I don't watch movies. Yeah.
How would you let someone on this show that doesn't watch movies?
Do it next one. Yeah, do it. Go to somebody else. Let me see.
Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
Says the one.
Yeah, give him a minute.
I've got one.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack Taggart.
Okay, so this is a two-part answer because I'm kind of in Rhett's camp. So I'm going to answer something I saw that I really loved, but also the best movie I recently saw. So my kids are really into like learning about archaeology, and we've been reading them a lot of stuff from the Bible. So we watch Raiders of the Lost Ark with them.
Nice.
And it is very good. It's excellent. I hadn't seen it in a long time. The one caveat is there are so many headshots in that movie. People getting shot directly in the head.
Remember that.
Yeah, dead in one shot.
Really?
Blood, comes out. A lot of them, and so they're like, "Whoa!"
Not for the kids.
Are like kind of freaking
Not for
out.
the children, apparently.
And then, of course, the end scene, where they all like melt. There's a little freaky.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I've loved is I watched the Netflix show Ragnarok, if you guys have ever seen it. It is from Norway. It's Norwegian, and it is like Marvel mixed with The Room. It's
Wait,
interesting.
Like which? Not. Okay, you're talking about Tommy Wiseau's Room.
Brie Larson one.
Brie Larson, yes. I don't know any other rooms.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because it's like it's got the dubs are still in the accent, and it sounds just like Tommy Wiseau, and it's kind of like awkward, and it's in like this weird other culture. But yeah, it's really weird. I mean, I suggest you check it out.
This gives me the opportunity. I'm wearing a Sidewalk shirt. Tommy Wiseau's co-star, I can't remember his name. What's
Greg
the name?
Sestero.
He's going to be in Birmingham doing a screening of something new, but then the movie that matters, of course. You know, and so
Best of
that
Fiends?
will be interesting.
Hey, I do have a movie.
Oh,
can it be about me now? So listen, I heard you talking about Nick Cage earlier, and I recently saw what I consider his very best one, and that's Left Behind.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Nobody saw that. No.
I've seen that. It's not good.
Oh, check it out.
It's not.
We
good.
got Joe. The Podfather is here.
Whoa!
The Podfather steps in.
The
Joe,
Podfather.
what's up, buddy?
I finally get to play the Godfather music.
Play it. Let's hear it.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, Joey?
No, we
I'm doing great. It's like nothing. It's like time just has stood still. Really, guys.
Right?
What's up?
Exactly. We've got like a crew. I mean, you know, Schwa. We've got the crew here.
What's going on, guys? Jeez, wow, it's been a minute. I missed you guys. Congrats on 500.
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank
a
you.
massive
We were-
accomplishment.
Hey, what's up? Thank you, Pete. Around the Galaxy. Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for saying that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were Joey. We were with you guys for like probably 300 of those 500. So
At least 300.
We owe you a lot. We owe you a lot.
Please, the
So-
pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. It was amazing. Look at this. You guys have video now. I feel
Just
like
tonight, just for one night
Poplar,
only.
look at this.
One night only.
One night only.
Yeah, I'm coming at you from the from the Podfather's closet of podcasting right now.
That's
which
usually where
is,
you record from. Whenever we're talking to you on the show, you usually are in the closet with like pillows behind you.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, but as you can see, there's a lot of boxes in here. I'm moving soon, so we're gonna upgrade the digs. It's gonna be great, and we're really excited about it. There's gonna be a whole. I'm getting a room. So no more collecting water cooler closet. That's going to be great. I'm actually going to be able to have my take the wheels off my rolling podcast studio. That's going to be fantastic too. I'm big things are happening around here. Big awesome. Things.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, you're not leaving Salem,
exciting.
are you, Joe?
I am moving exactly 1 mile east.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
believe it or not, there is an east from Salem. It's it's a quaint little town of Marblehead, like Don's there, as they say. And it's gonna be great. So yeah, I'm really excited. So it's gonna be a good time.
All right, well, Joe, we have been just kind of covering and randomly some topics we've talked about over the last 10 years. So I'm gonna let you pick a number between 1 and 29. Whatever you pick, I'm gonna pull that one out, and that's what we'll talk about. So 1 through 29, just pick one.
All right, let's go 27. That's my birthday.
27 heist films. Favorite heist movies. We did that episode 335 in 2018, and I believe that and I can't remember the guy's name, was on with us from one of the festivals that Mikey and I used to go to, but doesn't matter, he hasn't been back. But heist films is what we're talking about. So let's talk heist movies, and of course my favorite is probably Heat, because Heat is fantastic. Heat is amazing. Let's Joe, you start us off. Heist films.
Oh man,
and you define that any way you want.
I'm gonna drop one.
Okay.
The Inside Man.
Oh, good one.
Nice. That is good. That is very good.
That's my favorite
Don
Spike Lee
Cheadle in
joint.
that, or am I thinking?
It's Denzel Washington.
Denzel. Okay.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, Clive Owen. So
Jodie
so
Foster.
Good. So good. Yep. Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
And Christopher Plummer, I believe.
Hey, David, I think let's go to Burgess next because I think he's got to roll out. Is what I saw maybe pop up a minute ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Burge.
That's true. I gotta leave in a minute because I'm going to play darts. I'm real big into darts right now.
Oh, your dart game.
Going to the neighborhood bar to play my buddy Brad in some darts. But man,
throwing the dots.
The dots.
Some dots. Yeah, exactly. So if we're talking heist films, I'm going to throw out American Animals because I love it when criminals are dumb. And no one's more dumb than a college kid that thinks that they can pull off a crime, right? I mean, like 4 dudes from Kentucky think that they can rob the rare art collection at Transylvania. It's just perfect. I love it so much.
Now I need to watch that. I've seen it on Hulu. As I'm scrolling
it's
by.
a true story too.
You have such a
nice,
broad spectrum of movies you like.
It's like a hybrid. Like part of it is documentary where they interview the actual criminals, and then they cut back to the original film.
Great. I'm going to write that down.
That sounds cool. I need to watch it.
American Animals. Also, fun fact: I think is the first and last film funded by MoviePass. So,
okay,
you'll get to
Rest
see
in peace, MoviePass.
You'll have the joy of seeing like presented by MoviePass at the beginning. In the opening credits.
Yes, I've seen
Was
many
anything
a film
really ever presented by MoviePass?
Newscast was here before MoviePass, and we're here after MoviePass.
My entire 2017 was presented by MoviePass. So that's true. Yes. All right. Well, this has been fun, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, brother.
We'll have you on.
Right, have a good one, man.
Happy 500. Good to see you.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you. All right, Chua, heist films.
Heist films. Okay. Oh, gosh. I couldn't decide modern or retro. So I'm going to go retro because, hey, you know, that's what people know me, I guess. But Quick Change.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Bobcat, right?
What's that?
Is that Bobcat or is that Bill Murray? Or is that both?
No, Bill Murray. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray movie. Yeah, that's great.
Bill Murray and Gina Davis.
I've seen that. That's right.
Yeah, it was gosh, you know, that was one early that I saw in the theater, you know, and then it kept popping up on HBO or something, and I would just watch it every time. And it's just classic Bill Murray, right at the height of his, you know, late 80s, 90s movies. And I don't know, it's so cynical, but in the end, you know, they get what they are after. It just didn't work out quite right, and that's the fun of the story, right? Is how they end up getting what they need.
So,
it's a great choice.
The one I was trying to think of, Joe Crow. That's who was on the show with us, and I don't think I've actually talked to him since the episode. But Joe Crow was on the show.
Episode he was
on this particular episode, yeah. And I think some of our favorites were Out of Sight, National Treasure, and Jackie Brown. Because National Treasure is in fact a heist film. So. Speaking of, Jen, heist films. Any thoughts?
Yes. I originally thought of somebody actually already said it in the chat or maybe something. The Ocean's movies, of course, was the first, then Ant-Man, but I don't want to do all Marvel movies the time I'm on here. So I was trying to think if I knew any more, and A Fish Called Wanda. I watched it. I think I talked to you guys right after I watched it on a plane. I think I was on an episode right after that, and I had heard about it forever and didn't know anything about it, but really like typical British comedies. So I thought I would like it. And one of you suggested it. It was excellent. Great plane viewing, but just funny in general. So, yeah.
That was probably my suggestion because it's in my top 40 all time.
It's really good. Yeah. It's
that's just a great movie all over.
Yeah.
It really is. Yes. Yeah.
Nick.
So is Ant-Man actually, but different.
Rogue One.
No, yeah.
That's a good one, Nick.
Yeah.
Great.
I figured one of you would, say that.
Avengers Endgame.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame is going to be mine. I have been bitter since I saw it that I could not see it again for the first time. I mean, it's just one of the greatest movie experiences I believe I've ever had. All the
they should provide head injuries on the way.
If only you know, I have wanted a traumatic brain injury ever since.
That's it right there.
Well, and that's how I know that there is a God, that COVID did not come until 2020, allowing us to see Endgame in 2019.
Listen,
it would have been tragic, you know.
Yes, had something happened to keep me from Endgame on that night, it would have been chaotic. I mean, I would have gone off the end of my cliff probably. I was ready for that and needed it to happen right then. Could not have waited another hour. Had COVID done something to, I don't know. I mean, I can't fathom how my life would be different now had I had to miss it because of sickness.
A full theater experience.
And it would have basically been like a real snap, a real Thanos snap.
No, I would have then gone to
snapped,
to collect the stones myself. And
you would have fixed the whole thing. That's
yeah.
Use the time stone. Turn
watching
it back.
it for the first time in a room of 300 people, all watching it for the first time, is one of those just experiences that I'll never forget.
I mean, I relive it. A couple of times a month. I go watch YouTube reaction videos like some dork. Usually it's in India, and they are bonkers. They're bonkers in India when they react to movies. I'm not to a person. I mean, just when their reactions to movies are far over the top. Much more than you get out of Peoria, Illinois. But anyway, Endgame was going to be mine, so I appreciate you mentioning it.
Guys,
I have to say this real quick.
My baby sister just joined.
Yeah,
my goodness gracious.
Not Gabe's husband. Your husband or your wife. Either way. Not either of those.
This is
not my wife, but Mikey's sister. There we go.
You're on mute, Steph. You're on mute.
I know. I was on mute. I am now not on mute. I didn't want to interrupt Rhett. Seemed like he was saying a lot of things.
He deserved to be.
You please. I need someone who will take the authority. Who will take the initiative to interrupt me as often as possible.
I like that. He was saying a lot of things.
He was saying a lot of things. Okay. Now I will listen.
Now, the first time I think Stephanie has been on the show since episode 100, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was the last time you were on
there.
the show was 100. So yeah, we had a roundtable of like.
I was there for that one.
So you were.
Bygone times.
Yeah, we played the game of games. We just did nothing but play games on that. It was fantastic. It was
that was
awesome.
fun.
So,
that was a long time ago.
Good times.
We were
now,
all
Steph,
in different places.
I don't know the amount of movie watching that you do, but do you have one that you've seen recently that you would love, or a movie that you would love for the audience to see, or
that I've seen recently? Let's see. Well, I did see the Scooby-Doo movie with my children for free over the summer. Does that count?
Yes, that counts. That fully counts.
It was good. There were some interesting themes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't say that I liked that movie.
Themes? Scooby-Doo has themes?
There's themes, yes. I don't really remember them because I've lost many brain cells being a mother, but yes.
But you're also a teacher,
it's
though,
easy.
right?
There's one theme of Scooby-Doo. It's Scuba-Dooba-Doo.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
I was 13 Ghost of Scooby-Doo man myself.
Yeah.
Gotta get Vincent Price in there.
That's funny.
Is Earl wearing a sports coat? What's happening?
Yeah, Earl's dressed up.
Earl's dressed up. He is.
Dressed gentleman.
No, I see that.
And you've got the shirt and the logo. That's amazing.
Yeah, Dr.
Well
Earl's wearing
done.
a sport coat.
That's right.
My socks are right above me. You can see that.
Hey, I need I don't want to. I can't stay very long. I wanted David. Do you mind if I take just a minute and kind of go through a spiel here? First of all, I appreciate you guys letting me participate tonight, and I appreciate you inviting me to be on it many times prior. No, I don't listen to it. It's the worst thing I could imagine doing, but I am so like I appreciate what you guys have done. It is a remarkable achievement. And one person, forgive me, I've true to form, I have not listened tonight until I got here. So I don't know if you have mentioned Pinky yet. Has there been any talk of him?
Not yet.
Okay,
we don't know if he got gulag probation yet.
Well, I it being the 500th, I wanted to talk a little about him, and I know some people here know the story. Not everyone knows why he isn't here anymore, and I wanted to tell that story, I guess, for the first time here on the 500.
None of us know where this is going, by the way.
We've heard a lot of rumors why he's not here, but
I think we know that he did travel to Asia. We won't say where exactly.
It's a big country in Asia,
but it is and Asia also big. So he and while there, he has had the opportunity to work in the film industry. He's worked on as crew on many productions and is getting valuable experience, and he's kind of, he's doing he was doing all right. Okay. And along the way, he had an opportunity to be a part of a production that was doing a documentary on a people group that they had discovered on an island. It's a few hundred miles off the coast of Thailand. It is one of these untouched people groups, right? One of the very few remaining tribes that has kind of unspoiled by modernity, right? So they were going to do a documentary on these people, and along the way, one of the things that this documentary chose to do, somewhat controversially, is they wanted to introduce this tribe to modern technology, modern ideas, and film these reactions. They wanted to see what is happening. How do these people who have been, isolated and they know nothing of the world, well, how will they react? So they brought in technology. Obviously, they had the film equipment, and that was, bizarre enough to these people. But they brought in computers and laptops and smartphones, and they simply filmed their reactions. They think, oh, this is magic. Is this, this is devilry. What is this? It's amazing. They were delighted by it. They brought games, concepts. Pinky, I know, Michael, you may remember Pinky telling this story of they brought something as simple as Candyland. They brought the board game Candyland, and the people there were they blown away by it. They were delighted. They were the bright colors, the mechanics. What in the world? What is this? Well, and this is where it starts to turn a little darker, unfortunately, and you'll see.
I knew this was coming.
Pinky, he in an earlier production, he had come into contact. He had gotten to know a theater troupe, entertainers, performers, jugglers and contortionists, sword swallowers. And he contacted them and said, listen, we want to bring you here, introduce you to this people group, and film their reactions. We want to see what are we, let's look at this. Watch them watch you. So he brings them in, and you see the sword swallowers and the tribal leaders, men and women. They're delighted by it. Here's part of the troupe were mimes. You're familiar with the mimes, the white face, the beret, the striped shirts, right? So the mimes are performing.
Are we filibustering?
And Pinky's watching.
Are we?
Pinky's watching. They're filming these reactions, and Pinky notices. He tells this story, and
so glad I can edit.
He says he sees they start to get agitated, uncomfortable. These people, they're watching. You've seen the mime act where they pull the rope, but they don't go anywhere. He sees them getting agitated, and then, and this is where Pinky, why he's not here ultimately, and they do the trapped in the box, right? And this is the point where the tribe goes crazy. Just something snaps in them. They can't understand what they're seeing. Who knows the mind of madness? They attack these mimes.
Learning about it.
It's all on footage. I mean, it's all on film. They have this footage. They attack these mimes. They kill them. They tear them apart, and they ultimately eat them.
We've got people trying to get in.
Each person from the tribe, one after the other, went to these mimes and they took a bite and they ate them, and and the people, the film crew, they don't know what to do. They're just digging this, and ultimately, or then within an hour, they started to die out. They became violently ill. These tribesmen, they vomiting, losing their insides, and over the next couple of hours, every one of that tribe, they died. They ultimately perished. And so Pinky's telling me the story, and he's just sobbing through sobs, and he says, I feel responsible, and this is why he doesn't come out. I mean, he's just shell shocked from this. He says, I should have known. I should have known. I said, what is it?
We should have known. We should have known.
A mime is a terrible thing to taste, and I just I hope everybody.
Nick, get him out. He's gone.
That was a tribute to Norm Macdonald, I think.
A mime is
that was beautiful.
All right, kick him out. Kick him out, Nick.
We got 3 people waiting to come in. And so,
oh my god,
we apologize.
I thought that story was going to go exactly that way.
Yeah,
I just knew. I'm like,
thankfully, I tuned out after 3 miles from Thailand.
Hopefully, nobody tuned in just 3 miles from Thailand and just like, what is happening on this show?
And I know what's going to happen with that entire bit. So,
oh, good grief!
That's fantastic.
Insane.
Where were we? Okay, so yeah, we got Matt and Susie from the Imagineers podcast, and Jen, my co-host on the Disney show, and also
oh my
Jeff's
gosh,
show as well, waiting to come in.
We've got that many people.
I guess we
gotta.
Some people have to kind of sign us.
StreamYard needs to get more streams available.
Schwal, real quick, where can we find you online?
Yes,
tell people where they can find the show, please.
Okay, so you can hear me on several podcasts. The Scarlet Velocity, a Flash podcast. We talk about the CW Flash show, which is coming back very soon. You can also join. I'm Jovial J and myself, by the way, and also Superhero Suite. We just talk about all comic stuff, comics, TV, movies. Just it's a blast. We have so much fun doing that. So please join us. We're going to be doing another movie commentary here on the 5th week of the month. And of course, as you mentioned before, Enjoy Stuff, a techno retro podcast where we just find the fun in whatever we're doing. We just, sometimes these days it's just hard to have fun doing anything. It sometimes gets difficult. So we want everybody to enjoy the stuff that we have to enjoy: movies, TV, music, whatever. And so we just would love for everybody to come and join and enjoy it with us. So you can find all of those, of course, on retrozap.com. So thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on,
man. It means a lot.
Congratulations on a fabulous quincentenary, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's,
I don't know.
Sure.
I was gonna wear my lacy dress, but I didn't know what was appropriate for you. So
all right,
regardless. Very impressive.
It, thank you.
Good job, you guys. Here's the 500 more.
Thanks so much, Wall. Thanks so much, man.
Take care, guys.
Good, Josh.
Yep. All righty.
Need more room.
Oh my
so
gosh. Rhett.
I knew that would happen.
Sorry, I apologize for Rhett.
I was actually wondering if Pinky was still in China because, or wherever, because they shut us down.
Altogether?
Yeah, where they're not allowing any more foreign ESL teachers.
For those who don't know, of course, Stephanie is teaching, or was
I
teaching
was.
ESL
I did it for 3 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But now not anymore. Yeah.
That's Susie, how you doing?
Hi.
I guess we're waiting on more room so somebody else can come in.
Oh, for
Matt. See, I can go otherwise.
So
Jennifer,
you guys,
plug your stuff.
Yeah,
I don't have any stuff.
Look, with a microphone like that, you need to do some stuff.
I still sing some. I just don't. I don't sing online.
That's true.
No.
You headlined Carnegie Hall. You should be singing all the time.
Did not headline.
Yeah.
Well, close enough.
Huge fan of that Electro Voice RE20 over there. I'm big fan.
Yeah. I mean, that's big time.
Yeah.
I used to podcast. I still sing, but not online.
Again.
So
you will again. It's the Delightful Life podcast. So yeah,
someday. I don't have any stuff to plug. I just hang out and live tweet the Deucecast every now and then, or start to live tweet it, and then my phone dies, and then I don't live tweet the rest of it. So, but JN Kaufman on Twitter. Delightful.life. Some writing, but maybe someday again. I'll probably write before I podcast again. So there's that.
Well, you're welcome to be a guest on the show at any time. This one or my other podcasts. And once Susie and Matt get to know you, they're going to want you on their show too because you're fabulous on the mic. So
tell Jen can I say hi to Jen in passing? The other Jen?
Sure.
No. There's no room. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Tell her I said hi because I was thinking about her recently. So
I know. Sorry,
all right. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks so much. Jennifer.
I know. We'll have to be on a Jen's and Movies Part 2. I'm sure there are more.
We'll make it happen.
All right, sounds good. Bye, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm waiting to throw another movie topic, but like I said, we got 2 more people coming in. Susie, how you doing, by the way?
I'm good. My bun's messed up. My
I have
bun
that
keeps
problem, too.
sliding on my head.
First world problems.
I'm tired.
Co-host of the Imagineers podcast, Matt, the other host, is coming in as well at some point, and they've been on our show. Susie's been on a couple of times. She helped our show go off the rails a few weeks ago. Everything was fine and civil, and she joined, and everything imploded.
See, you're implying your show normally is on the rails. So.
That's true. That's very, very true. Very, very true. So,
yeah, we just got finished with our podcast. We do a Friday night movie night on Discord every Friday. Normally it's just like a group chat. Everyone hits play on Disney Plus at the same time. But tonight we watched the opening day special for Disney World from 1971, which was super fun. Some very odd moments. Some really odd moments, but that was really fun. That's up on our YouTube account. Matt found that somehow down some weird corner of the internet. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing tonight. I meant to hop on here sooner because I gotta wake up early in the morning going to Epcot for our pass holder preview.
Fun times. I
Yeah,
expect to see
but
lots of pictures that I can steal. I mean, that I can enjoy.
but I know Matt wants to get on. We would be very sad if we did not come on and give you guys the props you deserve.
Yeah, we're about props and all, but we're the other go. Let's see. Yep, we got people coming in, and so we're trying to figure it out. All right, Steph, you said you're splitting. All right, say goodbye to Stephanie, Mikey's sister, not my
own
wife. I love being
sister
able to
gets
say that.
bumped. Good grief.
You didn't even get to say goodbye. She's
Well, if you pay more money for the bigger
know.
screen yard.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Matt. We didn't mean
holy
to bump your
cow.
wife.
Look who we just got. Go ahead and bring Steve in, Nick.
What? Oh, geez. Steve Glosson.
Glosson.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
It's like podcast world.
Hey, everybody.
This is a crashing of worlds for me right now. There's so many things happening in this chat right now.
There's a lot of
It's
things
just
happening.
insane.
Steve.
So,
What's going on, everybody?
what's up, buddy?
You know,
Man.
just same old. Just sitting around in a room that is a monument to capitalist society gone absolutely nuts, Plastic everywhere.
Steve is one of those, for the audience, Steve is one of those podcast legends in this area because he does so much podcasting stuff with all the shows he has and all the shows he's had and things like that. So yeah, it's good to have you on, former guest, future guest, whatever. But
Say into the mic. Talking to the mic.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
This is Avery, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She's grown up.
We like her better. Get off the mic. Put her on.
wow.
Oh, I know, right? Yep.
Is fired up.
What movie did you just watch?
My Little Pony.
The New Generation, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh.
on Netflix, right?
The Netflix one, yeah. Fantastic.
I mean, so I've heard.
Charlotte's too big to come on now. She's like, I'm too cool to come on. Come on, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Come here.
TNG is always better than the original series, in my opinion.
Come on just for a second.
The New Generation.
There we go. Hey, this ain't me. This is all my wife. Trust me.
Yeah. Yes.
I like the Beham
Cuteness
shout
is
out.
not from
That's
Mikey.
good.
We know that.
That's right. Beham volleyball. All right, y'all. Go back upstairs.
All right, we're gonna throw in a movie topic out there since we haven't talked movie topics.
Yeah,
forever.
let's talk movies.
Basically, we are pulling from topics that we've talked about in the last 500 episodes, just random topics all throughout the years. So, Susie, I'm gonna let you do this. I'm gonna let you pick a number between 1 and 26.
Wait, we got one more.
Oh, there's Jen. Hey, Jen.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, I'm in a car, so I've got terrible lighting. Hey!
Terrible connection. Yeah,
Sounds like it.
You just missed coughing. You just missed coughing. So
Oh
say
no,
hello.
I was trying to enter, but it said the studio was full. It's because
I know. I mean,
Run.
it is what it is tonight.
You're right.
All right, Susie, 1 through 26. Pick a number.
21.
21. Okay. Second chance movies. These are movies you didn't like to begin with, but after second, third, maybe subsequent viewings, you kind of dug them. You kind of like them. And for me, that was Ocean's 12. Did not like that movie when I saw it. I loved Ocean's 11. Did not like Ocean's 12. The more I watched it, the more I was like, I kind of dig this movie. I like Ocean's 12. Not a good movie, but I liked it. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Hello.
Matt,
he
the
got
other
all
part of the
official.
Imagineers.
Full house.
He went on and got all of his equipment. I just sat down on the floor.
So for the others in the chat that don't even know, Jen, of course, is my co-host on the Main Street Electrical podcast, also the travel agency owner that I'm a part of. So she has another podcast too called Divas, Dish Diz, and of course Matt Suth, the Imagineers, and as we mentioned, Steve with a ton of podcasts he's got going on, and then Joe, of course, is a podcast podfather. We were part of the network forever, and of course we got Matt in the corner, one of the co-hosts from the early days of the show, just kind of hanging out. And so the question right now, Matt, if you didn't hear it, is second chance films that you didn't like initially, but you kind of dug the more times you watched them. You gave them another chance, and they grew on you for whatever reason.
Wow, put me on the spot.
Well, we'll throw it to Joe. Joe, what do you think?
Oh man, I get visceral reactions here. Usually, it's like love it or hate it.
Yeah.
Come back to movies that you like after a while, after a second viewing, huh?
That's a hard one.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one.
Well, some of the movies that we mentioned, and maybe
wear
this will
you
help support
down.
some memories. Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice came up. The Good Dinosaur for me, that was one that the second time I saw it, I didn't dislike
You
it
watched
nearly as
it a
much.
second time?
I did because I wanted to give it a
Good
second
for
chance.
you.
Muppets from
ultimate
Space.
I
Mystery Man.
have one. I have one immediately just came to mind.
Okay.
Napoleon Dynamite.
That's exactly that's what I was going.
That's a good one.
I did not get
That's a
it
great one.
the first time I saw it, and it's like now I can't watch it enough.
There's no need for me to be here. Jack's just using my brain tonight. That's
Taggart. It's that Jack Taggart brain.
Mean Girls. This is one my wife watched, and I wasn't a fan. I was like, what is this movie? What is this
You've
movie?
never been a
Lindsay
teenage
Lohan?
girl. Everything
You know
saw it was
something?
like 100% the first time I saw it was like, yes, relatable.
I haven't been one yet, but
That's right.
life is
That's right.
strange, right? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Time.
But yeah, no, I watched it two times, three times, and finally I was like, all right, this movie's funny, and I really was into it, and it is hilarious.
What's funny about Napoleon Dynamite for me though is that that's a movie that I got a kick out of the first time I watched it. Second time I tried to watch it, I was like, this movie's not good. And I guess I was just really tired and I was really silly and I was like, oh, everything is funny right now. And I watched it when I was like at 6 o'clock in the evening when everything was level and I was focused and I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not going to watch this anymore.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since.
I think mine, I can't think of it I can think of a few specific examples, but I grew up with an older dad. And so we watched a lot of old movies and old TV shows. And so I think I would approach the answer to this as things I saw at an age that I wasn't old enough to appreciate yet. And so as I got older, I was like, oh, I don't want to watch, whatever again. And then when you're at an age to like understand and appreciate the movie, you're like, dang, this is like really good. Like, where was I, all those times? And the answer is, growing up and understanding things cognitively before like you're old enough to get it. So I think that would just be I can't think of like any specific example, but that's how my brain goes for this. It's just getting older and I sound like I'm 12 answering this question. I'm almost 30.
Technically you're the youngest one here, so yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, there's no technically. You are the youngest one here.
Technically.
There's a technical to it. Jen. Is she frozen? She's frozen.
She's on mute or frozen. Yeah, Steve. Let Steve go then.
I was going to say Napoleon Dynamite, but my answer was stolen. When I first saw but by the time I saw it, I think I was like most people. It was on video, of course, and everyone was like, "You got to see Napoleon Dynamite. You got to see it." So I sat down with a friend and we just watched, and I'm like, "What is this crap?" And then for some reason, watched it a second time, and I'm like, I get it. I love it. I'll never stop quoting it. And pretty much that's the case. I hadn't seen it in ages, though. I need to watch it again.
Can you guys hear my dog snoring?
Thanks, Susie. Thanks for that moment, Susie.
I couldn't until now.
He stopped.
That's what we call podcasting gold right there.
Right?
Good boy.
Anytime Susie gets on our show, it just kind of goes crazy.
I'm tired. Every time I'm on your show, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
It's because you live in the Eastern time zone, which is not 2 o'clock in the morning, by the way. It's maybe 10 o'clock over there.
Yeah.
And you're young. You should like be spry and alive. And
I wish.
I think I'm the only one standing right now. I'm standing. Yeah, podcasting while standing. It's a.
No, I'm also
keep the energy
as
going.
well. I'm standing in my bedroom because it's the best place in the house to podcast, where there's not a kid clawing all over me. So
yeah, there's a different energy, right? You're ready to go.
So
You're ready to run.
Nick, I've got to hear Nick.
Yeah,
then.
I have to exert producer privilege here in this moment for this particular topic.
Yes.
Because I'm watching the chat as I'm hanging out back here, changing camera angles, fun stuff like that, because this really is a lot of fun. But we have to talk about The Last Jedi for a minute. And I'm going to be that person. And I may be that person for this entire group of people watching.
Here we go.
And that's fine. I have been a Star Wars fan my entire life. Look behind me. I host a weekly Star Wars podcast. Like, this is my thing. Star Wars is my deal. I went and saw The Last Jedi at the theater. And when I walked out of the movie theater, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if I liked it. I didn't know if I didn't like it. But all it took was the time between the first watch and the second watch. To this point now, as a 43-year-old man who has literally had Star Wars my entire life, it may be my second favorite Star Wars movie, period.
God bless.
It is absolutely an incredible Star Wars movie. And I will go head to head with Rhett. I don't care who it is.
Susie is so firmed right now.
I have to jump in on
Joe likes it. Susie,
Joe's giving you a thumbs up.
and that's fine. And I'm not here to cause a problem because this is your show. But this is my thing.
That's the reaction to everyone who liked it.
This is the hill that I will choose to die on.
You
The Last Jedi.
You had to get
and this is
past
the
your
thing.
preconceived notions.
The original trilogy, like, I can never top Empire Strikes Back. It's literally my favorite movie of all time, as well as my favorite Star Wars movie. Star Wars is right behind it. I could swap Last Jedi for Return of the Jedi really without thinking too much about it. Like, it's a phenomenal movie. It's beautiful. The story, everything about it works and is so good. And so for me, in this topic, in the spirit of what you're talking about, that's the movie. And Rhett, I see you, Rhett. And
we see you, Rhett.
Producer privilege. I don't have to put that comment on the screen, but that's my thing, and I'm going to get back out of the way because this is your show. But
do we need 30 seconds for everyone to have like their Last Jedi airing of grievances? Because everyone.
We just only seen it once. I can't really say much about it. I've only seen it once.
Let me out there. Can I throw something out real
Yes,
quick?
please.
Go ahead.
Red
Matt.
is making a lot of comments. I remember coming to Birmingham, watching that movie in IMAX.
See, we're doing it.
You guys had already seen it once.
We loved it.
I came in for the second screening. You guys are back to back. Rhett was over the moon about it.
We loved it.
And
We were loving it.
He was blown away, and he was trying not to spoil it for me. We went afterwards to Waffle House, and I remember sitting there and being kind of like, I don't know if I really care what happens next now. Like, after the movie got over, I just felt very like, I was let down, like a malaise in me. Like, I don't have anything to look forward to anymore. And I felt like I was talking to people that did not even understand the language I was speaking. You guys were so excited about it. So this is what's amazing to me is watching.
Well,
now
my whole job as a chaos agent is to show up, say something like this, and then run away. So
thanks
a
lot, buddy.
Matt, we haven't heard from you at all. Like, I was going to ask you before we jumped in with Last Jedi. Then I almost stopped and just.
I think The Last Jedi is maybe one of the. I'm a big camera guy. Like, I love the cinematic experience. I think it is one of the most beautifully crafted visual Star Wars experiences out of any of the movies.
It's all right.
Well,
I'll agree with that. I agree that looks great.
Guys, I
It
don't
does.
have time. I don't have time to get into the importance of the
No,
Last Jedi movie tonight because I got to wake up at like 5:30 tomorrow. But I am not in college, but I could write a dissertation on how fantastic that movie is.
So
Is it my turn yet?
This is my
let Joe talk. Let Joe talk.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be very brief. Three good movies, very bad trilogy. I don't know how they're aging. Jury's still out.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
That's fair.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Last Jedi, it's a movie that a few things happened in that movie that took me out of the entire movie. Superman Leia might have ruined the entire thing for me. And it's one of those, and certain movies are like that. There are certain things that I can overlook in certain movies, and I'm fine. I watch a movie, and I'm like, that part is stupid, but I love the movie. There are other movies that certain things happen, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just not, I can't get past it. I'm not sure I can get past Superman Leia. Like in the space, just that whole visual is just terrible.
Mary
and
Poppins
it's
Leia.
just the Canto Blight scene is not really that good. It just, and I'm not here to break down Last Jedi because I did
trouble, Nick.
I don't know. I'm just saying, Rise of Skywalker is not good at all. Last Jedi, I think, is much better than Rise of Skywalker. But yeah, that's my. And maybe I should watch.
I want to hear a dissenting force because I kind of know how Steve feels about it. So I'd like to hear Steve at one sentence, if you even want to bother.
Pregnant pause.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't. People have their opinions, and opinions are opinions, and everyone's entitled to theirs. Entertainment art is subjective, and if someone thinks that this is an important film, that it's a beautiful film, that it's a good Star Wars film, great. I'm super happy for them. You know, I know my initial reaction walking out of the theater that night, and I remember I texted someone back, and I was texting with a friend of mine, and I said this, and it still, my heart kind of breaks a little bit too as I'm thinking this. At that point, I said, I'm tired of seeing my heroes die, and I'm tired of seeing my heroes crapped on. We're in a day and age where, for whatever reason, to be heroic is considered bland and blasé, and you have to, if you had any chance of being a hero, a good knight, a whatever the case may be, whatever insert phrase, whatever you want to there, for the good and the right, we have to mar that, and we say that's making it human and relatable. And unfortunately, I just disagree. I think that The Last Jedi was an exercise in hubris on the part of Rian Johnson. I think that Lucasfilm was absolutely wrong to not sit down and have. You don't say someone make this movie. Here's a $4 billion investment we've made. Here, director one, make your movie and just pass it off to director two, and they're going to do whatever they want without us ever having a skeletal outline, a structure of the direction we're going in. And I think that allowed Rian Johnson to do his thing, to subvert expectations, to do all the crap that he said he was doing. But ultimately, what he did is divide a fandom that was already prone to division anyway, and ended up dividing fandom on weird lines that should not have been divided on. And I'll say this: I don't care who you are. The new character, some of the new characters that were introduced were some of the worst characters of all time. When you go to a planet where children are enslaved and you free a dog-faced camel mule, a man-faced camel dog, I mean, and you say, now everything's all right. We're going to jump on this flight now and leave these children enslaved, but you're okay with that? You've got your priorities out of whack. And you're just a mess. So anyhow, I didn't mean to go off because everyone's opinion is theirs, and I don't. My opinion's mine, and I don't care. You know, like I'm glad people like it. I'm perfectly fine with people liking it. It's just not for me. So that's where I'm at on that.
Well
said, let's talk
Steve.
Dune.
Well said.
Just for
a little perspective.
Now,
just for a little.
Joe, you're not saying you've seen it already.
I've seen 25 minutes of it.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah. Well, as a person who runs one of the only Dune podcasts, there's more now. There was only
I
still enjoy there's only one for a time. Thank you. I did get an invite to go see the first 20 minutes of the film a few months back. My first time back in the theater.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, talking about a movie that subverts expectations about their heroes. I mean, it's the original when it comes to that. But holy hell, is this gonna be a film to see in the theater? In IMAX if you can. My goodness. It is beautiful. It is unbelievable. The audio production on this is something that is intrinsic and important to the story. I can't say enough good about it. I haven't felt like this in a theater for many, many years. It's an important film. I think the people are going to absolutely be over the moon about it, and I think everyone should go see it.
That's good.
You know.
True.
Hey Joe,
true
I was
to
going
the
to say
book.
the original Dune was my movie that I saw the first time, and because I had read the book, I was kind of like, oh. But I watched it recently, and I was like, okay, I'll live with it, you know. But it was one of those that I enjoyed more the second viewing than the first time because I was.
I will only see Dune *1 because of the director. Because
I'm talking the old
director.
Dune.
And 2 because Earl and Mikey and people are so excited about it. That's I have no interest in the story, but I'm going to go see it because
I'm super excited.
I'm part of a movie podcast. So welcome back, Jen.
Hey,
now that you're back and not
you're in the house.
Yeah, the horse and buggy didn't have good signals, so
the Amish. We had somebody else over here from Amish country as well. He apparently he was like, I just raised the barn and now I'm here to talk a little movies and I'm going to go back. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
Did we lose Mikey? Did he go disappear?
Yeah.
I think I
Which
heard.
one is he? Which one is he, David? Was he one of the hosts?
Charlie. Okay, so we're gonna throw it out to one. We're gonna throw it out to one more topic here, I think, before we start winding down because we've been at this for about 2 hours now. This goes all the way back to July of 2013. We had just gone from the Deucecast podcast, basically like a variety show of movies and music and pop culture, to the Deucecast movie show, and our first topic as a movie show entirely was best in space invasion movies. Like movies that have people coming, like, and it was a very broad topic because now we're having, like, when we do topics now, we kind of narrow them down because we can't do broad stuff anymore. There's too much to talk about. But movies like Independence Day and The Avengers that have the invasion scene, Super 8, movies like that have aliens coming down. So best invasion films. So, Jen, I'm going to throw this to you off the top of your head.
Well, I mean, you said the one that I would have thought. You know what? No, I take it back. Men in Black. I was gonna say Independence Day, but I'll give it Men in Black so that it's something different. Because that was just
and a good song.
And a good song, exactly.
And a good song. Earl, you're the singer of the group. Can you give us a few bars of "Here Comes the Men in Black"?
No,
by Will Smith.
I don't know that song.
No,
Will Smith. What? Funny. Matt, either Matt.
I'm gonna just for fun throw out Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I've never seen that movie.
That's a good movie.
Seen it.
One of the happiest days of my life was when they brought it to Halloween Horror Nights. It was great.
That is the best answer I've heard of any question asked in the last decade. Well done.
That's funny. Dr. Earl, invasion films. Space invasion films.
Yeah, space invasion movie. I'm gonna go. Somebody had already put it up in the chat there, but I really like the War of the Worlds with the Tom Cruise. That was a Spielberg, right?
It was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that one. Starship Troopers does count, probably.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Although that's a little further in the war, but yeah, that's my vote.
I think, and I don't have the list of all our top fives. I really should go back, but I don't have time for that anymore. But I think I know that They Live was one of my favorites with Roddy Piper and the sunglasses. Good. One of the best fight scenes ever with Keith David or David Keith, one or the other, whichever one's the black guy. That one. It's such a good movie. It's so much fun, and it's so very ground in the 80s, and I love They Live. It's such
Keith
fantastic film. So Keith David, that's it.
Yeah.
David Keith is the comedian guy that's not very funny. But Susie, space invasion films.
I don't know. I was always scared of them. Signs really messed me up.
Boom.
Yeah. That movie was. I saw that far too young. Or I saw it at all. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's so creepy.
That's right.
It's just, and I don't know.
It doesn't matter how old you are at all. No.
I don't know why it's so scary. Because it's not. It's like sad Mel Gibson, but it's really creepy.
Sad Mel Gibson.
So if I don't know if I had to just be really basic. I mean, you mentioned there's like an invasion in like half the Marvel movies, but if we're being like strictly like alien invasion, I do think Independence Day is just fun. Like it's really corny, but it's fun. Who cares?
And it holds up on rewatching too. It really does. Like that's I can get past the fact they use an Apple computer to launch this virus into a spaceship. And
you mean the first or the second one?
Oh, the first.
The first.
Second one. Then they make it second one.
First one.
Yeah, the second one is like Rocky 5. It doesn't really exist if you put your mind to it.
It doesn't exist.
Come on,
I-
Dan.
I-
Hold on. No.
I didn't hear
yes,
that one.
Steve.
Independence Day 2.
Steve.
Don't hate on
Rocky
Rocky.
joke.
Don't hate on Rocky 5. If you're gonna let people come on here and extol the virtues of the last Jedi, don't hate on Rocky 5.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Rocky 5.
All right, guys. Well, we have been going for 2 hours now. And so yes, Mikey?
we need to keep going. Trust me.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll keep going. Apparently, we got somebody coming out.
Well, some of us have to wake up super
Okay.
early tomorrow to go see a
Well, we're glad you jumped in. We really,
rat
really
ride.
are, and we'll keep going. We actually
You East Coasters got to head out. We know.
we may turn this into 2 episodes because starting sometime next week, I will be hanging out with Jen, and I will see Matt and
That's right.
Susie at Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. And I'm really excited we'll be down there
Yeah.
together. So we're not doing a show next week. So we'll just chop this into 2 episodes and have fun all the way around. So Matt, Susie, Jen, I'm assuming you're all 3 hopping out, and
Yep.
thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Thanks,
Wants us to
guys.
stay.
Oh
He's
well,
basically kicking you.
As am I. I'm
Great,
we gotta,
Matt, you can sleep in the car on the way down.
That's true.
The Rock might be
Fine.
showing up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think we got a few
Dang
other
it.
people.
I'd stay on.
Want to join us a little bit later on. So yeah, which you're welcome to stay on if you want. But
No, it's
yeah,
not.
No, I gotta
it's
go.
not The
I've got to
Rock.
be at the airport at 4 a.m.
True.
So
very true.
bye,
Bye, Jen.
guys.
Wait, are y'all leaving tomorrow?
Congrats.
Well, they are.
Bye,
Well,
guys.
Jen's going on a cruise, and the Imagineers are going
Oh, I
down
see.
for pass holder stuff. So, bye, Susie. And Matt, you're welcome to stick around if you want. Don't feel like I'm forcing you out either.
Well, I got to go pick up Susie's coffee in the morning. So
Oh my gosh!
You are intern? I don't understand.
She runs that show.
I'm hitching a ride, so I'm buying the coffee.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks, man. We'll have you guys on pretty soon. Don't worry.
What are we
All right, well-
celebrating?
Can I
What are
can I
we
give my
cele-
Space Invader movie?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, go,
please
Joe.
do.
Oh.
Please do.
Yep.
I've been thinking about it for a long time. So I have 2 at the moment, and one is Space Invaders, that
Yes.
gem from 1991.
The actual
Um,
one, yeah.
Yeah, but I got to talk about Signs. I feel like I got to redeem Signs a little bit here,
Signs is
because
Science is wonderful.
I love Signs, and I think it's one of the best Space Invader movies. Because what would we all be doing if aliens landed tomorrow? We'd be watching TV at home, and just scared out of our minds, and wondering what's going to happen, and drinking a lot of water and playing with our baseball bats, and
Wearing
I don't know.
oil on our heads.
And it
I
really,
think-
like, what is there? Like two scary scenes in that movie, like scary, like where there's like the video where
There's
where
some
it's
jump
just like
scares in
walking
there, I
by.
think. Yeah, there's some jump
Oh,
scares.
the leg in the cornfield, the leg that pivots.
Yeah.
Yep.
The leg.
The fingers.
Yep.
The fingers
The
getting chopped
leg.
off.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that cornfield scene
Yeah.
is great.
Messed
I think
up.
the thing about Signs is that it was on the heels of, because everybody was looking at Unbreakable and they were compared to Sixth Sense, and I think Unbreakable and Signs are 2 movies that people didn't like as much then because they were comparing them to Sixth Sense. Now
Yeah.
we go back and realize those movies were good.
Unbreakable's
It was
good.
later on that he started making movies that we were like, no,
Yeah.
even now they're not very
Oh,
good.
I love
But-
Unbreakable, and I don't know anyone that
Oh, it's
didn't
great.
like Signs.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I don't know
Yeah, it's
anyone.
great.
that likes Signs.
We walked out of the theater, myself, Mikey, I'm not sure if Dr. Earl was there, but like 4 or 5 other people were there. And I remember being the only person in that room or that group that liked that movie. I was like, that was a great character study. And everybody's like, no, it was not good. It was boring. And I'm like, that movie was good. And
I'll
it's
get
good.
serious on you. I'll get
Yeah.
serious on you. So it's Signs came out on the heels of 9/11, and that's one was like, we were all just sitting around watching our TVs, watching disaster then, and that's what our characters were doing. And I really feel like we were channeling something in 2002 with Signs, and that was always been present in my mind when watching that movie. So it was like, what's next? Like
Right.
that's what it was. So that was one for Signs that always been present with me. So
Good perspective.
yeah.
That's a great point. I didn't think about the fact that was on the heels of 9/11, and you're exactly right. Everyone was huddled around the TV. I mean, like I was sitting up, I was falling asleep to the news feed, and even though there was no new news, you're just kind of watching, like, what's next, and yeah, and so to watch the realness of that, and at that time, M. Night had the way that he did his films where it seemed like nothing was really happening, and you just had to pay close attention to the dialogue, and he had everyone kind of tone down their performances. Like M. Night did this thing, and he did it in those first 3 films of his that came out, where everyone tone it down. Like And so when it does go big, swing away, Merle, it's like this huge. All he's doing is swinging a baseball bat, but it's this huge moment. Like it could be the Army coming in and taking everything out. And so you actually hear the resolution of everything over the airwaves too. It's a really good storytelling device. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I saw Signs when I was probably 8. What DVD came out in 2003? My parents showed it to me, so I haven't seen it since because of that reason.
Oh my! Look who it is! This guy,
Joe. What do you know?
This guy.
He's in.
Roth in Wyoming.
Roth.
Hey, I'm about 75% of the way with Dune.
All right.
The original.
The book.
Oh, the
So
book.
like-
book.
The book.
Okay.
The first book, or like you're 79% through
first
the real story. Oh, okay. So you're like
Oh, no,
10% through the story.
No,
just getting started.
through the whole story.
All right, yeah. You got to keep on going, my friend. Keep on going. That's just the prologue.
No, through that whole first book, like the whole story.
No, we're following.
It's all good.
Okay.
Oh, we got.
Joe
that.
says you
Yeah.
got to read all of it. You got to do it all.
Yeah,
I know,
you can't stop.
it'll take
Do
me
not
time.
stop at number 1.
Yeah, the Dune fans are like Lord of the Rings fans. You can't just read The Hobbit. You have to read
No extended edition.
You can't just you got to read the Silmarillion. You have to read it all. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
funny.
actually rereading Lord of the Rings right now.
Oh, good.
I've
that's
never
an
read it,
undertaking.
and I feel like I should read it, but I feel like it's gonna be a chore to read those books. And
You already
I-
have
I-
religion.
I know. I just.
Yeah.
I'll get there. One of these days. One of these days. All right.
Yeah.
So,
So,
go
Joe,
ahead,
Joe
sorry.
how many of the Dune books would you say at a bare minimum should you read if you were
Right.
trying to go for it? If you were going to go for it,
Bare minimum 4. You should read Dune,
first-
Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, and God Emperor of Dune. You should read the first 4, and I think that tells a very full and complete story. If you really want to slack, read the first 3, but do not stop at the first book because it's just an incomplete story.
What is Rhett's problem? I need to say
Just ignore him.
Right.
Don't-
I love Rhett.
Yeah.
He's baiting us. He's baiting us.
He's
Rhett,
trying
it's
to
like
make it
150
beautiful. He loved The
pages.
Last
It's not a
Jedi.
chore.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
He's saving face because he loved The Last Jedi and he won't admit it. That's the problem.
That's right,
Yeah.
by the way. He is right about that. I remember that conversation. And I remember liking it at the time, too. Subsequent viewings, not as much, but I need to give it another chance. I need to go back and watch it with fresh eyes because I haven't seen it in 5 years or 3 years or however
Which
long
one?
it's been since it's come out. The Last Jedi.
Well,
So
just
I'm willing to
freaking
give it another
solid.
shot.
I haven't rewatched it yet either. I
No.
need to rewatch it. I have not yet. I need to do
No,
it.
I'm willing to give it another shot. All right, let me throw out another topic, too. This is from episode 334. In July of 2018, our July 4th show, we called it Populaire Sports. It was sports films that were not the big ones. No football, no basketball, no baseball, no hockey. Obscure sports, strange sports, racing, gymnastics, whatever. Favorite non as popular sports films.
Wow. Did we do that?
I've got
We
2
did.
right off the top of my head.
Go ahead.
Do it.
Robot Jocks, Biker Boys. Robot Jocks, Biker Boys.
See, I was
Biker
looking for a way to
Boys,
bring
Mike
those up.
Drop.
That's all I was doing.
Robot Jocks is a good one.
I will once again stay on brand and go with 8 seconds.
Oh yeah, that's very like
8
Wyoming.
seconds. Yeah, that's Wyoming.
That's the bull thing, right? That's Wyoming, or was it a horse? I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
Luke
animals.
Perry. Luke Perry playing Lane Frost. Lane Frost was a bull rider.
Gotcha.
Would Rounders count? They show cards on
It does count.
ESPN.
It does count.
Oh yeah, no,
'Cause
I think that would definitely count.
I think Mikey's number 1 was the Wizard, I believe,
Mm.
and so
That's right.
Yeah.
I think. Really?
The
competitive
The
sports films,
Karate Kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Winner, chicken dinner right there.
What about Rocky?
Pay him.
Can I do track and field, or is that considered?
Yeah, anything
Chariots
besides the
of
big
Fire
sports.
for me.
Yeah.
Chariots of Fire. That's a good one.
Pretension, of course.
It's obviously the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm like Talladega Nights is great.
Mhm. Days of Thunder.
I mean,
Come
I'll
on.
go back to Tin Cup, which
Yeah.
is the golf movie with Kevin Costner. I love Tin Cup.
The Wrestler.
And King of Kong. That's a good
Oh,
one too.
nice,
Somebody put in the
Nick.
chat. That's
King
a
of Kong.
fantastic movie. And so,
Producer Nick from the
Over the Top.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Over the top.
yeah, I guess I can meet you halfway on that one. So, across the sky.
Enter the Dragon. Is that sports or just
No,
fighting
that's-
for the death? I don't
That's
remember.
Well,
surviving.
anything with Steven Seagal in it, because it all boils down to like MMA and cage fighting when it comes to that guy. So
Yeah.
I will once again mention Snow Dogs.
Dude, what is your obsession with Snow Dogs?
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings is a good one.
Oh, good one.
Blades of Steel. That's a good one.
Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory. That's what it's called. Blades of Steel's whatever.
Blades of Steel, is that the love movie with the hockey player and the ice skater?
That's Cutting Edge.
That's Cutting Edge, which is actually Rhett's
Edge.
favorite. Rhett's favorite movie is Cutting Edge.
Oh, Cutting Edge. I forgot about that.
Toe pick is his big. He loves to say toe pick.
Toe pick. All right, let's see. I'm trying to pull up one from 2019.
Crackerjack.
Here.
Oh, the Aussie Nate with Crackerjack. I like that Aussie Nate.
What is Crackerjack? Is that a movie?
He said it's an Australian movie about lawn bowling.
Oh no.
Competitive lawn
We don't recognize that sport here. Awesome.
We don't recognize. John's right. Yeah, I know. Blades of Steel was an NES game. I understand.
The fine NES game.
That's right. Yeah, it was the double dribble. It was the double dribble of hockey. Yeah.
Could you fight in Blades of Steel? Was that the one you could fight in?
Yes, you could.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, so it's really a boxing game, really.
So there's not a movie called
What
Blades of
about
Steel?
No Holds Barred?
No, Blades of.
Oh, No Holds Barred.
Oh,
No Holds Barred's awesome. R.I.P.
Let's not go that far, David Dollar.
I love
What's that?
The Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My main memory.
Well, then you got to
of
go
No
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
My main memory from No Holds Barred is watching the Monday Night Wrestling WWE. It wasn't Raw at the time, and so they were interviewing Ricky Steamboat, who was talking about No Holds Barred, and he was going on and on about it. It was a great action movie, and my kids loved it, and everybody should go out and see this movie with their family. And it's got heart, it's got soul, and it's fan. I just remember Ricky Steamboat loving Hulk Hogan in that movie, and of course Tiny Lister becoming an adversary in the WWE for Hulk.
Zeus.
You know, the Zeus,
R.I.P.
which early on, that was total cross-promotion branding, which I didn't understand at the time because I was, 10. Episode number 372 from April of 2019. Favorite actors or actresses from when we were kids.
Whoa, wait a minute, Dave.
Wait a minute.
Who's
Dave.
that?
Is this the real Pinky or is this?
That better not be
fake?
Rhett funning us here.
Is this Rhett? Oh my gosh, it is the real Pinky.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
The
dude.
original co-host.
That's right. I'm back.
Oh my gosh.
We often
wait a
make
minute.
jokes about how you're too embarrassed to come on our show now anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's
exactly.
That's actually true. Are you in China or where are you at?
Are you in China?
Are you being held captive by cannibals off an island?
Yeah, we heard something about you.
Are you being trafficked?
Yeah. Wow.
Like, is there a guy like right off camera holding a gun to your head, going, "You will talk good to them"?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Xi Jinping is all over this. He wants to become a sponsor of the Deuce Cast to bring
might be
communism
drunk,
to
by the way.
US.
Who wants to become a sponsor?
He's not the only one.
Yeah.
I think Pinky might be drunk.
No,
Maybe.
Pinky's good. He's good.
Don't worry about it.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. How's the Deuce Cast? I see we
Dude,
have like an all-star cast here tonight.
We made the 500.
do.
And me.
It is now.
A lot of people have rolled through. Rhett told one of your personal stories earlier. So if you listen back, which you won't, but if you do listen back, you'll hear that good 20 minutes of just chit chat.
Good. Rhett filibustered about you for 20 minutes, dude.
And we
It
had
was
like 3
ridiculous.
people waiting to get in. They couldn't get in because Rhett kept talking and nobody wanted to leave until they heard the end of that incredibly whatever story.
Equivalent to the Norm Macdonald
I'm
moth
just trying to
joke.
think like
was pretty great.
which Pinky Red story could it be?
Oh, he made it was a Norm Macdonald
no,
thing
it
he
was
made up. I
Yeah,
mean, it was
had nothing to do with you, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, okay. All right.
It was a long form joke that.
Got it.
Yeah, with a bad punchline.
All
And
right.
he's still talking. The punchline he's still talking about in the chat. So
Of course.
nobody else got my genius. So all right. So like, where are you though? Are you allowed to say? I mean, are you?
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you
I'm actually back in Birmingham now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a letdown. No.
I tell you, I
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Mhm.
Where are you now? Well, I'm actually back in Birmingham. You guys didn't know that before now?
No, we did. Pinky's very
does not talk
secretive
to
about his
us.
I am
I've sent him
completely-
Zoom links when we record. He won't answer.
So Pinky, it's not like it's like a gloss in there. So Pinky, you're like you left the podcast. You're like, I'm too good. I'm going to be back in their orbit. Not even let them know. I'm just going to sit here in my bare apartment with nothing but a chair and a lamp.
That's right.
And it's just
this is it.
mind my own business.
This is my bed right here, guys. I mean, this is all that I have.
Living that bachelor
Are you
life.
still teaching English at like middle of the
Yes,
night?
I am. Mm-hmm.
To the Chinese.
Now, my sister said they cut it off in China, though.
Yeah, I've branched out, so I teach children. I teach under the radar still in China, and I teach Korean and Japanese students.
That seems dangerous. It's not under the radar anymore, buddy. You're live on YouTube.
No.
They watch the Deucecast channel all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. They're always listening.
It's the big hit in China.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
David
awesome,
is muted and trying to talk.
Pinky, what's your favorite movie right now? What have you seen lately? What's hot in your world?
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was on this show, I used to judge Dave and Mikey a lot because they had a movie podcast and they would watch like 5 movies a month, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And now that I'm an adult, I get it. Like I think this
you get
year,
it now, right?
I think I've
that makes
seen,
one
like,
of us.
10 movies like this entire year. So what am I into? I don't know. I guess the last movie I saw was Suicide Squad.
The new one.
Yes, the new one, the one by James Gunn.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, which was an awesome movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Very, very James Gunn.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed it, especially when you compare it to the first movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Dave is like flabbergasted that you're actually here.
No, I'm actually trying to figure out like the last time Pinky was on the show, and I think it was somewhere around like 320. So it's been several years, although it seems like just yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Pinky has been on sparingly on special episodes, things like that, but like actually the last part of the show.
Rhett, this is why Pinky left the country. Actually.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we saw that together, right? The three of us, I think.
Yeah. And that's what
we were
made
just
you
like-
actually want to leave America, is seeing Independence Day resurgence.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that movie.
I don't think I have the power to call on Steve, but I think he's raising his hand.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or
Yes,
he's frozen. Oh, no.
I'm just trying to figure out what we're celebrating.
Pinky's return.
Pinky's
He's alive.
return. Yeah, that's what
No,
we're
I mean, no. What serious business? I'm being real here. I was trying to explain to my wife what it was, and I couldn't remember if it was a year anniversary or if it was an epiversary.
It's an epiversary.
500.
We're at 500.
Wow, gosh,
Yeah.
we're so much better than Geek Out Loud.
Oh,
Well, I don't believe that. Mikey's been saying that for years, but I've never.
You're
believed it, so-
ridiculous.
What are you talking about? I'm at like 327. I've been going for like twice as long as you have.
Because you only do an episode like every now and again. I mean,
Well, listen, I'm sorry that I'm every now and again.
plus
try
you've done like 4 of your episodes. It's 500 hours worth of content, so you can
That's
just break
right.
those up into 500.
Well, by the time I sit down to record, I got a lot to say.
Matter of fact, the last time you were on the show, Steve, was with Clay when he used to come on the show with us, and then I believe Scott Rifen, and you got popped in the show for 15 minutes, and you were on for 45, and you just get
Right. I was told.
It was off the rails.
I told it would be 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and then Rifen showed up. Like, here's the thing: I'm not a diva by any stretch of the imagination. But when I'm told, "Hey, we just want you on," and all of a sudden there's, and I know tonight that was supposed to be more guests, so I expected there to be a plethora of people, and that's fine. But when I'm like, "Hey, we just want you," and then all of a sudden Rifen shows up.
Uh-huh.
The Rifens are in overtime, by the way.
Well, I don't care.
The Rifens are what? In overtime.
Yep.
Oh, they're doing the football thing.
They're doing the football game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess that's who we're waiting on is the Rifens to come in. But I mean, I'll be
well
honest with
Pinky,
you.
thanks for
I
coming
may have
by,
to
buddy.
punk
See you
out at
later.
some point,
Good to
so,
see you.
You know.
I'm just kidding.
Pinky, what do we need to do to resolve your hostage situation right now?
Can you sign to us? Like,
What do they blink 3 times if you're in danger?
What do they want? Yeah, what do they
just
want?
They just tell me to keep drinking that whatever he's drinking. It's
Yeah, what are you
wine
drinking?
flavor.
Take the koozie off. Let's see it.
Drink
I
this.
am drinking a ranch water hard seltzer.
That's good. The ranch.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Deucecast.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
This show
that's
is the
right.
reason I drink. I mean,
wait, are you billing that to us?
Are you billing that to
Are you
us?
billing your drinking to us?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Ranch water is what's left over at the bottom of your salad when you're finished eating.
That's right.
Yeah. It's the
Oh my
best
gosh.
ranch flavored water you've ever had.
Yes. Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
new
you should
topic.
definitely binge the
New
show.
movie topic. And Pinky, we've been pulling out movie topics just at random, talking about stuff. This one is Halloween guilty pleasures. Halloween movies
Oh,
that are
we're
not
almost there.
good
Yeah.
that we love.
Was that to me? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm going to need
topic
a
to
minute.
anybody. Yeah. We did this October of 2020.
I would say a movie that I've been really wanting to see again. I don't know where I saw it originally. Maybe like YouTube before they were bought by Google. But Phantasm. Dave, I think you actually assigned to me. I loved this movie and how raw it was.
Yes.
I don't know if I could say it was like a great movie, but I really appreciated how much they made with absolutely nothing. Because the more you read up about that movie, they made that movie for like $20, and it took them like 3 years to film it. They did it over the summer, and like I have really appreciated that dedication. And you can just tell that this was a passion project. So if I can ever get my hands on it, I would love to see that one again.
I don't think
What's
Phantasm
around?
is hard to find, is it?
It was for a while, but it's not now. You can,
Yeah,
it's out there now.
Yeah.
There's a
Is it back?
Blu-ray. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
in like
there's a
4K.
I heard like
Yeah.
Abrams was trying to do like a 4K restoration or something.
You
I
can
think they
watch
did.
it for
I
free
think that
now.
finally
You can
came
watch
out.
it on Pluto TV now for totally free.
Well,
It's also on
TV.
Amazon Prime.
Well-
Do they have Amazon Prime in China? I don't know, but it's on Amazon Prime.
He's
No.
in Birmingham. He's not in China.
That's Alibaba Prime there.
And Peacock Premium, if you don't have Amazon Prime, I don't know why you'd have Peacock Premium, but it's on both of those right now. So
Okay, I don't know
watch
what this movie that John's talking about in the chat, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Oh, that's
Don
Don
Knotts.
Knotts. That's
Don
old.
Knotts
Oh,
movie.
Don
Yeah.
Knotts. Okay.
Yeah, old
It's
school.
super old. Yeah.
Somebody say UB Halloween.
Hey, UB Halloween's pretty
That was
fun.
fun. That was
That's
fun.
filmed right where I live.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
that's right. That's right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that was
good.
filmed in Salem, Massachusetts. Like on I gotta check again. It might be on the street I'm moving to. It might have been filmed right there.
I actually liked that movie more than I wanted to. It was amusing. It was
Yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh, it's trash, but it's
Yeah, it really is.
it's trash near where I live.
But it's good
Yeah.
trash. So like one movie that I had listed was Firestarter. It's not good.
Mm.
It's a terrible movie. I love Firestarter. I remember seeing it as a kid because I was at 10 years old. I thought Drew Barrymore was awesome. And just I love Firestarter. I think it was fabulous, not good. Yeah, but the Halloween guilty pleasure. Other movies we mentioned at that time because Mikey always loves Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yep.
Happy Death Day, Jason X. I don't know who said Jason X. I'm hoping they never came back because that movie is awful. Transylvania 65000 with Ed Begley Jr.
Yeah.
And a movie called The Worst Witch, and I have no idea who talked about that.
That
I
is-
know Scott
that's-
Reifman was on that show with us, I believe, on that particular episode.
That's
You know
hard.
that one,
That's
Joe?
So
what does
I
Matt
have
got?
one.
Yeah.
I have one. Leprechaun in the Hood. That's a great one. Yeah.
Please expound on your thoughts about Leprechaun in the
Okay,
Hood.
so Leprechaun in the Hood was, I think, the fourth Leprechaun movie. I think.
Sounds right.
It co-starred Ice-T. Ice-T was it was like starts in the 70s, and he goes in like this cave or something, and he finds this statue of a leprechaun, and it has this flute in his hand. It's the leprechaun with the pot of gold, right? And so when you take, so the flute is the added thing. Usually they take the pot of gold, leprechaun comes alive, and it goes after the people and murders everybody to get his pot of gold back. But he takes the flute, and the magic flute, he becomes a famous rapper because he plays this little flute in all of his songs, and everybody falls in love with him, becomes hypnotized. And the leprechaun raps. It has every like 90s, early 2000s rap cliche. It is awful. So awful.
That
Watching
sounds
that
like
tonight.
campy goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it like right now. I'm gonna go.
You
watch
should.
it tonight.
Yeah, it's ready.
that sounds like the Superman 3 of the Leprechaun films.
Hey, you shut your mouth.
No, there's one that's actually
That's
worse
Pinky's
than it.
favorite movie.
Hey, don't be
Superman
hating on Superman 3.
Leprechaun in Space is worse. Leprechaun in Space is worse.
That's
than
the
that.
Superman 4 of the Leprechaun movies.
Yeah.
Don't you be hating on Superman 4. Why do you bring me on this show?
Molded
Everything that I love.
plastic.
Molded plastic chairs.
right, Steve,
Molded to
Steve,
your
let me ask you-
well-fed behinds.
Steve, let me ask you a question. What is there off the top of your head?
Superman.
What is a
chemical?
What is a movie that you love that not a lot of people love that you really wish people would enjoy more? That you're like, I don't understand why people don't love this movie.
I don't know, because I'm pretty run of the mill with my loves and likes and stuff. I wish more people talked about Ernest Goes to Camp. Everyone gets to Ernest Scared Stupid, and that's kind of the one that they go to. Where Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yes,
Camp is the OG, isn't it? That's
But
the first
Ernest
one.
Goes to
Yeah,
Camp
that's
is
the original.
Yeah, Ernest Goes to Camp is the OG, and I really wish more people would talk about that. I do wish people had the fondness for the Incredible Hulk television movies that I have the fondness for.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk Returns, the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, and the Death of the Incredible Hulk. I could take or leave, but like those other two are there's just something so weird and special about them. But as far as like, I wish everyone loved it. Honestly, to be truthful with you, Rocky V. Rocky V is a movie that is not the problem with Rocky V is not the story. The problem with Rocky V is the lack of Bill Conti and trying to hip up the Rocky soundtrack. And really, if you had, God rest his soul, but his kid playing the role of his kid, you needed something a little different there. I think you can have the same story and put an actual actor in for Tommy Gunn and put a better actor in for his kid. And I think you've got yourself a much more well-received movie. And also the music aspect of it was just, they tried to hip it up too much. It was too much hip hop, too much MC Hammer, not enough like really, you needed some of those sad Rocky themes, especially in some of those real quiet moments and everything that would go on.
Not enough Frank Stallone.
Yeah, no.
Is there ever enough Frank Stallone?
No. Yeah, but I think that it's a tragic story, and it's one of those things. It's like, it's so sad, and I'm glad it's Paulie's fault and not Rocky's fault. But it is kind of Rocky's fault because he trusted Paulie. But but if you don't have Rocky V, you don't get to Rocky Balboa, unfortunately. If you don't have the downfall of Rocky V, then you don't have the circumstances that put him where he's at in Rocky Balboa. And I'm telling you what, man, I watched, that was the only Rocky movie I ever saw in the theater was Rocky Balboa. And watching that thing with a packed house and expecting it to be terrible, expecting it to be just something awful, and just him just the gut punch every time from the beginning with the Adrian tour to the speech to his kid on the streets to the fight, and he lets everything out, and it's like, I'm done now, and they just walk out before you ever hear the winner. And it's not about anyone who won, it's about him just doing what he believed he could do, and he's good now, and Adrian, we did it. It kills me every time. And so I just think that Rocky V is a little bit too underrated. I'm not saying it's the best Rocky. I'm not even saying that it's a great movie, but I am saying that I think it gets hated on a lot and almost unfairly. It's become Rocky
That's a
V
perfect answer to the question. That's a perfect answer to the question.
Can I rebut?
Yes, you can. You can rebut if you'd like.
Well, yeah.
And if you have one too, if you want one too, Joe, I'd love to hear one that you love that you wish other people would give a chance to, or even.
I just want to talk about Rocky a little bit. I saw Rocky IV in the theater, and I was 4 years old, and it was one of the greatest cinematic experiences of my life. Starting with my dad and my uncle. And I mean, hearts on fire. I mean, I'm just into it. This is like one of the greatest like experiences that could ever be had by a 4-year-old boy in 1984. I mean, there's robots. There's, U.S. versus Russia.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was inspiring. And then we get to 1989, in 1990 maybe, I'm not sure, I forget. And we get Rocky V, and it hurt. And I think that Steve is dead on and what could have made it better, but man, it is a downer of a movie. I think it might be the first movie I ever saw where I said, I don't think it was good. It really made me question a lot. but then the redemption when we get to Rocky Balboa.
I don't know.
I mean, it's
You can't hear them.
Rocky Balboa
That's a
left me
problem.
in tears.
Oh no!
But
I can hear you.
But did we have to?
I don't know. This is you set all this up, pal.
Oh no, we got
It's the
Did we
same
have
stuff.
to go?
Oh, you know what?
This is the
There we
Rifin.
go. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
The
hey,
Rifins
Scotty.
are here.
Hey
It's
guys,
Scotty and Garrison. What's
we,
up?
we just watched the most atrocious call in football history get made on the field, guys. If someone commits pass interference and they don't contact somebody at all, whatever.
Welcome
in overtime.
Welcome to the Deucecast Sports Show.
Would have forced a double overtime.
Wow.
That's okay. That's all right.
We're not going to give. We're not going to give Garrison. Overtime, right? A double overtime again? Are you still like sincerely? No, they just lost in overtime, and
Because
I'm
of
not
a terrible call.
I'm not giving Garrison his kibble this weekend. Just he's Garrison's fired up. Garrison, did you cuss on the air over the bad call?
I was very close to doing it one time.
That's a pass interference, oh son of a! It magically became flippant at the last instant, and I was like,
Look
trying
at
to
these
get to the
two
button.
beautiful men here. I haven't seen
I
them
know.
in 4 years. Look at them, huh?
I know.
Wow.
Oh, sorry to
Wow.
crash your show with football talk.
Oh, well,
There's
thank you.
Joey.
Hello. All good. I mean, do you guys see who is on right? This is where it all began. All of these people involved. I mean,
Like the Illuminati of
this is
podcasting.
This is the Deucecast. This is the Deucecast. This is it, man. I mean, this is good
This
stuff
is
right here.
we've
I'm
had
loving
this has been a good night. A lot of faces have been on here. A lot of people were asking about you, Pinky. And people still ask about you from time to time. So you have made an impression on the fans of the show, and they're all like, Pinky.
I see on the screen that Pinky's muted. Did the Chinese government do that to him, or is that?
So here's the thing, right?
Pinky moved to where there's actual windows, so we wouldn't be so concerned for him anymore.
Wow.
He was in a chair with nothing but bare walls and a lamp.
They wanted me to be where the snipers could get me if I said.
That's right. That's right. Did you move the whole chair? Is that the same chair?
I know it does look like the same
This is the
chair.
only
doesn't it?
chair that I own, so I just
Pinky
push it
hasn't
around
actually gotten up
like
in
I
3 days.
know.
He slides around.
I'm just glad you're out of the red corner now, Pinky. That's the only thing I was very concerned about.
You know what? I have to like. I see Earl here, and he even dressed up for the occasion. He's got like a
Right.
jacket
Yeah.
on, like.
I mean, when I first got here, the
He's ready
host
to go.
was. You should see the Nick. He had like coat and tie on. I was like, well. Hey, and I even had a coat for you, Pinky. I had a Chinese ceremonial coat at one time.
He did, and I made him take it off because I was like, dude, that's cultural appropriation.
I'm sorry.
Are we still in the
That
game?
sounded like that was from the football game.
Guys,
What is going on?
Are y'all patched into the PA through your?
Yeah, it sounded
Oh,
like you were.
yeah, we're fine.
That's good stuff.
No,
All right, so
but it's
it's right here. It's a big giant
right there.
speaker.
Yeah,
all right, so to catch you up, Rifins, let me start at the beginning of the show and tell you what we've talked about.
not much we can do there.
I do have a question though for the audience that we've been tossing around. A movie that you love that you wish other people would either like or give a chance.
Oh,
to.
please.
You know, Steve mentioned Rocky. Steve mentioned Rocky 5, and so I was actually going to ask Pinky next. If you guys a chance to think about it, Pinky, don't say Superman
Rocky
3.
5. Say Superman 3, Pinky.
I still love Superman 3. I'm gonna pass. Once again, I'm looking through my pink 250. I don't have the J500 yet.
The pink
I have to find the diamond in the rough.
Okay, find the diamond in the rough.
Okay, so question, Pinky. Do you think you would have seen Superman 3 had it not been for the Deucecast? I feel like there is a list of movies you likely may not have gotten around
He
to
had
had it
already
not been
seen
for a
it.
show. Had
He
you?
had already seen it when he came in.
I don't remember.
No,
I don't remember that.
I hadn't.
Okay.
I don't think that was assigned to me, but
No.
like I think I had seen the original Superman movie
Right.
before being on the Deucecast.
Mhm.
But
I thought Kirk
you guys
Allen
talking
was
about
great.
2 and the rest of them. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna binge these one day. I do believe eventually I would have gotten around to it. Just like I've seen all of the Nightmare on Elm Street, all of the not Halloween.
Well, you're a horror guy anyway. So that
That's
helps.
true. That's true. And I'm working on my list for October.
Right.
If any recommendations are out there, I'm always happy to take them. But Yeah, give me a minute. I have to find that perfect movie that.
All right, right.
I want to come back.
Never.
Oh wait. Steve wants to go back to something.
I want to come back to what Joey said about having seen as a 4-year-old Rocky 4, and then following up a few years later with Rocky 5. The thing is like I remember the first Rocky I ever saw was Rocky 3 on CBS. And it had Mr. T and Holt.
Really?
Yeah, loved it. I was a child. I mean, like I was born in '77, so a lot of this stuff I didn't get around to. So, so Rocky 4, I remember we rented it and it was awesome. I kind of liked Rocky 2 as a kid, but the thing is, when you go back to the original Rocky movie, it's kind of a downer. He's got the woman he loves, and that's really what it's all about.
It's really slow.
It's not a boxing movie. It's a character story. It's a love story.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. It's the same thing I have with Superman 4. I think when you watch Superman 4, if you read the script, you can kind of see what Christopher Reeve wanted to do and the point and the heart that he had behind making that film. Same thing with Rocky 5. I think Sylvester Stallone wanted to bring everything back down to the real roots of Rocky. And what had happened in our culture is we had gotten so used to, the big moments, the big action, the big montages and everything like that, that what we thought Rocky was just a beat 'em up, train 'em up music video of a movie. And we'd forgotten Rocky.
Well,
so,
that's what 4 was.
Right.
Rocky
So when
5.
When you get to 5, you try, like I said, there's elements that he tried to put back in that for a lot of audiences didn't work because it is a come down from Rocky 4. But anyhow, I think that's a great point, though, you make, Joe, and I think that just goes to what Sylvester Stallone had let Rocky become so that Rocky 5 was such a shock to the system. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I thought that was just a really cool.
Rocky 5 needed hope. I think that's really what it needed, that shot of hope. And I think if it was just had the hope in there, just a glimmer of it, because Rocky 1, it didn't have that much hope. But I think Rocky just had the glimmer.
Get up!
Yeah.
Get up! Get up! Yo,
I hear no bells. I hear no bells. But yeah, just that glimmer of hope. If it had that,
my rings
would be
are
perfect.
Oh.
All right, well, Mikey, I know that you want to go all night, but at some point I have to edit this thing this weekend, so we're going to have to wind this thing down pretty soon.
Touch me and I'll sue.
All right, I'm actually going to edit everything out except for Steve. Just one Steve.
Come on, punk. Touch me and I'll sue.
While Joe's on the screen, plug your stuff, Joe, and we'll try and start winding this down.
All right.
Plug your stuff.
What the hell do I have? I don't even know what I have.
How rude.
Rude
host.
The RetroZap.com still exists. It's a thing. We're a podcast network. It's beautiful. Brews and Blasters on hiatus for now. We will return. We will be back. But there's a lot going on in life. I'm moving. Chris got things going on. All good. Things are good. So that's good to say.
Awesome.
But the main thing I'm working on right now is Dunecast, and Dunecast is rolling on. We have a lot going on there. The movie's coming up. And but while we cover the movie, we're also covering the 7th book in the Dune saga, not written by Frank Herbert. That's Brian. That's Hunters of Dune. So that's not one that's a very divisive one. So yeah, I'm also on 1% on my phone here, so I gotta duck out.
All right, dude.
Yikes.
Thanks so much for coming on, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
I love you. I love you guys. I love you guys, and congrats on 500. You guys are the best.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, man. Thank
Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Alrighty.
Help them plug. RetroZap also has a Discord, so if you want to join that.
Was Joey practicing his ventriloquism? Because I never saw his lips move the whole time we was talking.
Well, like you said, his phone was at like 1%. I mean, the guy was working.
Oh.
He's in a closet. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
No jokes about where
Did not know that.
All right, Matt,
I was
our
gonna
first
say,
third co-host there. Do you have anything to plug? Anything you want to tell the audience, or anything you want to throw out there for anything?
Matt's just hanging out.
You mean Jack Taggart?
Yeah, Jack Taggart. Jack Taggart. Yes.
I really don't have anything to plug at all. I just am excited to be back. We had to spend so many fun When was it? When did we do this? Was it Thursday nights? I don't even remember. Do you remember when we
would do it Wednesday
Oh, I
nights.
don't.
Was it
Wednesday
Wednesday
night.
night?
It was every
That's
Wednesday
right.
night. Yep.
Every
And then we
Wednesday
went
night,
once a
super
month,
late.
and we took a break, and then we came back and went to. But you were on for about 30 episodes. The first 30, you did Seagal watch every show. I did a Demi Lovato watch, reading tweets and stuff, and a Tone Loc watch as well. We caught up with Tone Loc and what was going on with him. And so
No, but you
Whoa, there's a
remember
badger.
we recorded them separately because I was. This
That's
is way
right.
before Zoom.
Mhm.
I recorded on GarageBand,
Yep.
even though we did a phone call. I don't
I don't
remember how
know.
we did it.
I don't remember.
Was it Skype?
Skype. It was Skype. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it
And
was
then
Skype for sure.
Tommy recorded you guys
Yep.
and sent me the files, and I edited them together so that they didn't have a
Insane
lag and they
times.
had,
Yes,
had
2011.
audio quality. We
Yeah,
did that
exactly.
Producer Tommy.
we did that every week. That was
Yep.
crazy.
That was
But,
that was crazy.
But
R.I.P.
yeah.
Tommy. R.I.P.
I love you
What
guys.
are you
It
talking
was
about?
it's been
Well,
great
what you got
catching
there,
up.
Steve?
For sure.
I'm just playing with toys while everyone plugs.
Steve, why don't you plug?
Matt, thanks so much for
Yeah,
taking
Matt,
the time. I know
you-
that like
you're-
it's super busy over there.
You're part of the
constantly,
history of the
and
show, man. We appreciate
you are
you,
part of the
brother.
history of the show, and I really appreciate
The
you
smallest
coming
belt
on,
right
man.
there.
Yeah, love you guys. Great to see Earl too.
Yes.
Good to see you, man.
If you just had an oversized backwards ball cap and had recently ruined Masters of the Universe, you'd be Kevin Smith right now.
With my jacket on. and
They
my-
got the big jacket.
No, I'm talking like this all the time, or how
Thank
we
you
talk
so much. Thank you so much. He did ruin Master of the Universe.
Had to get that in. Sorry, I've been waiting on that one for a while.
Now, Dave, you know the history better than I have. Have all 5 hosts ever been on at the same time before?
No, this is we're
This is a
breaking history
first.
tonight. Yeah, this is the
crazy.
first. I mean, maybe it happened once, but I can't remember honestly. when
Yeah,
this
I don't
happened.
know.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I don't know that it did.
and I really
Oh yeah,
wanted-
Garrison would know.
yeah,
Garrison's our
would know.
historian.
I really wish we had
Garrison would know.
Kaufman and Steph and Susie and Jen on at the same time, because that would have been 5 girls on it at once, and that's 4 is a record. So having half the show be female is pretty incredible. But
Yeah,
and thanks, Kaufman. I see you out there. Thank you, Melissa, as well for listening. You're definitely one of the originals from way back. So, Steve, plugs for you. Where can we find you? Do we find you, or you rather just be off the grid and not bothered?
No one
He's
can
out there,
find me
man.
anymore. I have
He's
nothing.
out.
I have nothing.
The humbleness is dripping off of you. Plug all your masterful stuff.
If you don't, we will.
Well,
Is that what's dripping
look,
off of him?
here's the thing, guys. Let's be honest. What once was a mighty empire has fallen.
Dude, you're
And
so
and
full of
so I'm embarrassed to plug anything that I do anymore because, as David Dollar made clear, it only happens every 6 to 8 weeks. So,
I was
You
listening
should
to
see
an
how long it
episode
takes him to
today.
post something.
I was
what's
listening
that?
to an episode today. I mean,
Yeah,
gosh.
Well,
from
Mikey
6
tells me that we're
Yeah.
better than your show, so I don't. listen.
You're
So, I mean,
full of crap.
I'm like,
man.
Steve's got a great show,
Hey,
and Mikey's
I'm going
like,
to tell
no.
you straight up. I'm going to tell you straight up. Let me name shows that are better than my show. This one.
That's it.
Hey, Steve, don't feel bad. It takes me a year and a half to get an episode done. So
My Star Wars story. Anything that anyone else has plugged is better than Geek Out Loud.
You're
But
so full of
if
crap,
you want to
man.
see how bad Geek Out Loud is, geekoutpodcast.com, anywhere you download podcasts. Well, I think we're on Spotify now. So yeah, that's Geek Out Loud, and we're still doing Rock Out Loud. Everything else is pretty much hiatus, but I am trying to figure out how to do Big Honkin' Show and make it
like it's going to be back on the radio.
No, that's not my decision to make. I'm talking about there's been so many things that happen that it's like, oh, that'd
do
be
you want to put it on the radio?
That's none of my business. What I'm saying is,
God's got connects.
Look, if I can finish, there's just been so many things that happen.
I'm offering.
That'd be a great bit. Oh, today we were watching, or last night we were watching this great documentary on Tina Turner, and there was a song on there that I'd never heard her do. I'm like, I'd put that on the Big Honkin' Show. That'd be Big Honkin' Show music. And so, stuff like that. Just silliness comes along, and I'm like, but there is no Big Honkin' Show. I don't know about. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with all that. But Geek Out Loud is the place to go to check all that out. See, we have a YouTube channel now too.
This is the longest plug I've ever heard to plug nothing.
Author Adam Bray. You can go to adambray.com, buy his books from him. Support a good man.
Steve, if you ever wanted to have a return to Mark Out Loud, Mikey and I would love to be on your
Oh,
show.
dude. Mark Out Loud was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm not watching wrestling. I'm watching AEW highlights on YouTube though.
Yes.
Not alive. Let me tell you, I've
Good stuff.
not seen a moment in wrestling that was as awesome and as big, and I hope they're able to continue to follow through with it as CM Punk's return to wrestling the other night when he first came out. It was absolutely stunning. The Rifins look like they're getting kicked out of the press box. They're turning the lights on.
Yes. No, we're not cool. We're getting kicked out of the press box. I don't know who Garrison's trying to impress, but we're not cool.
Hey, Garrison, I just want to say, man, you came in with such vigor and energy. Like, I have never, like that.
I've never 19 years old.
I've never experienced that before in my life. When I use
grandpa, seriously,
that was hateful energy.
But the point is I go to your house, Scott, and Garrison's like, "Oh, there's that fat guy. See you." Doesn't say 2 words to me. He comes on here, he's like, "Guys, I got to tell you, it was a terrible call. You ever seen Pat? I'm Garrison Rifin."
By the way, let's not skip past the fact.
I listen to you guys record when you come to his house, not my house.
That's right. That's right.
Rhett's comment: the Rifins look like a father-son Cessna pilots wondering who stole their plane.
It's very specific. Like I've never heard anyone compare to that. That's very.
Pacey, do you want anybody to find you, or are you just like, I'll show up when I show up and you'll like it?
Yep, that's me.
Pretty much.
I'm not even on social media. I don't have anything to plug. I mean,
well, we're gonna keep sending you the Zoom
find
link. We're gonna keep sending you the Zoom link, and one day you'll just show up because you got nothing else to do.
Yeah. I'll show up when I feel like it.
And of course, the small town
Blink
that
Morse
these
code,
wonderful
Pinky,
Rifins
it's
come
okay.
from. We got to say the pride of Baxley, Georgia, the Rifins, Scott, and
no, that was me. I was in Baxley and Hazelhurst.
Oh, there you go. Well, we talked about Hazelhurst last week, or a couple weeks ago, whatever. But
y'all been listening to Fox Hunter?
I listened to the whole thing. I binged it.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, guys, I can take you on the Fox Hunter tour if we want to all get together and go to Hazelhurst.
I'm in.
All right.
Party bus to Hazelhurst.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you something. You will feel oppressed and depressed when you leave that town. It is I love the way that dude's like, it's such a quaint little town.
Yes.
No, it is a soul-sucking hellhole.
Wow.
My best friend honeymooned there because their honeymoon somewhere else got messed up. And so
Wait,
they went
what?
To Hazelhurst. Chris Slater, he
honeymooned in Hazelhurst.
He thought there was Oktoberfest going on, and there wasn't. And so they ended up just hanging out in Hazelhurst for the entire week.
You always called it.
There's nothing to do in Hazelhurst for. Well, I guess there's a honeymoon.
Steve.
So they stay at the Motel 6.
Well, there is now, but hell. So
we actually might need to get out of the press box.
We have to go.
Okay, all right, right.
Happy 500th, guys.
That's
a good one. I know we love you guys.
Happy
Charlie.
We're being kicked out.
Catch me on this YouTube channel Tuesday night. Whatever time, 10 p.m.
Tuesday night. That's right.
Yeah. Skywalking to Neverland. Matt and Season of Engineers. Aussie Nate. Hurricane
shut
Brett,
up. People are
Joe
trying to say
Poe,
goodbye.
Melissa Kaufman.
Oh, jeez.
I'm making sure everybody gets, and Steve, make sure everybody gets a thank you. And Pinky, I'm making sure everybody gets a shout
Thank
out.
you. Thank you, guys. Happy 500. Thank you so much. Now let's really talk about how bad The Last Jedi sucks, because I have a lot to say on this.
And here's the stinger.
No.
And there were
Don't.
strangers.
Go,
and there were
man.
strangers in the room earlier.
There were strangers in the room earlier. You mean our producer that brought it up?
By the way, Susie loves Last Jedi. She hates
Yeah,
Rise of
Susie
Skywalker
loves
with a
Last
passion,
Jedi.
but she loves The Last Jedi. Like,
There were
and
other
she-
people.
and
There were other
she is
people
a-
here that I didn't know, and
she is a Star Wars Avatar nerd geek girl that loves all
Wait,
that stuff.
Star Wars
so,
Avatar. Is that a new Master movie
The Last
coming out?
Airbender. She loves Airbender.
You really were
Loves
just scratching the surface, though, Steve. I mean, you really were. You barely just at the tip of the iceberg.
Tell me about
Speaking of, Matt, that kind of looks like an Ahsoka themed chair that you're in. It's got like the blue, the
Oh,
I just
yeah.
noticed that. That's
It's
interesting.
it's
Yeah.
an IKEA. I don't know what I'm
IKEA.
backwards, so yeah, but it's
yeah.
it's like a
Roth and Wyoming's telling me to get on Mixler right now.
Yeah, you need to go do your Roth. What are you typing in the chat? Come on.
All right,
young,
well,
young man.
As far as I'm concerned, the show ended 3 minutes ago. Everything else now is just the stinger. So I'm going to split because I got to go put a kid to bed. So,
okay.
y'all keep
Okay,
talking
Dave.
as long as you want to. Because
Yeah.
you got
Dave,
the recording. So
thanks, dude. Yeah. I'll send you the recording. Don't worry.
I may
brother.
jump back on if you guys are still talking in an hour.
No, we're gonna wrap it up soon because I know Nick needs to.
But yes, thank you to everybody. Thank you to you guys. And the show notes is going to have all the stuff in there where you can find everybody. Just go to the show notes at thedeucecast.com. Follow Mikey, follow Earl, follow myself. All the contact stuff is there. You'll
500
see us.
was
But
awesome.
yes, 500 it is.
Love you, Dave.
Love you, Dave.
Here's the 500 more.
Oh yeah, we are. We're not stopping this train. Here, I'll be totally honest now that Dave's gone. Like for a minute, like I was wanted to have a meeting with Earl and Dave, right? And I was like,
oh, we were still meeting.
No, we're not. We don't need to anymore because what I was going to actually say is that I didn't want to do the show anymore. Like I was at a point where like 500 felt like it might be enough, and now that my situation has completely changed, my life is completely turned upside down, and I might be doing something else in life coming pretty soon since I got let go from the job and whatnot. I'm like, you know what? The one thing that I love is podcasting, and I don't care if one person is listening to this thing. I'm gonna keep doing it. And so we're gonna power forward. We're gonna keep doing this, and heck, we're going to expand even and do some YouTube stuff. And because what else am I going to do now that I'm laid off? Except for podcast and YouTube and stuff. And it's like what I love. I mean,
man.
And in all honesty, and Steve totally jokes about like, not doing a show and stuff. But Steve persevering the way he has kind of gives me,
what are you talking about? That's
the motivation.
Are you talking about this, Steve?
Yes, Steve. You've kept it going, dude. How long have you been doing this? Like 15 years?
2007, end of 2007. Yeah. So coming up October will be what, 14 years? Yeah.
Dave, you're on mute.
Steve, I remember hearing.
Steve, real quick before I go. I want to invite you on my Disney show, the Main Street Electrical Podcast. I'm seriously, you would be a great guest on the show. It's me and my friend Jen.
I have nothing to add to a podcast.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, and you know what? We can work around all that. You're a great voice. I know you did the Disney Vault Talk for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm publicly inviting you on our show to come on anytime in the future. I'll send you some information. If you want to come, great. If not, that's fine. But I want to invite you.
You got my number, man. Shoot me a text.
I do.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Right.
Dave, something that he could have done, like texting you personally, Steve. He comes back on the stream to do that.
That's fine.
No, I love it.
No, I haven't perservered.
You have, dude. You've been doing it 14 years.
Yeah, but I mean, it's on and off. Let's be honest. It really is a shell of what it ever was.
But here's the kicker that I don't think that you give yourself enough credit for: the amount of joy that you bring people when you do Mixler Live, and those people that have been with you from the beginning, dude. That's a lot of joy that you give people, and you don't give yourself enough credit for that. And I just want to say that.
Although you did destroy a few people tonight with your last Jedi criticism.
That's true.
You know what?
I think there were some people that literally, I don't know what they're doing right now after you laid that down.
I'm just going to be honest. I know there are people listening, I guess, or watching.
We're live, dude. We didn't go.
There were people in the group that I did not know.
Right.
So I was trying to behave and trying to be kind and trying to be nice. And I don't like. Here's what I don't like. I don't like crapping on something that people genuinely
and that's admirable, dude. That's admirable.
So because for years, I had to hear how George Lucas was this terrible person and the prequels were awful and all this other crap. Well, now that tune's not being sung anymore. It doesn't seem like,
right.
And but I had to hear that, and it was always disheartening to me because I love those movies, and I just hated to hear people just wantonly crap all over them. So I don't want to be that person when someone steps in and says, "Hey, I really enjoyed this, and I really found a play." But as a lifelong Star Wars fan, as a lifelong Luke Skywalker fan, as someone who sat there and watched him almost kill his nephew because there was a little bit of darkness in him when he fought for his father. He was going to die with good in his father, saying that that's the case. To me, it was just like that went beyond subverting expectations to completely changing the character. And so I the more that I've watched that movie, the more it disgusts me, and I don't like to be that way. So I'm sorry, I just crapped on it, and I didn't. I just did the thing I didn't want to do. I blame you guys.
No need to apologize, and I want to apologize to everybody that liked the Masters of the Universe Revelations, because I definitely.
Who was that?
I don't know. And somebody out there must
it
like
wasn't that bad.
Michael, here's the thing. Michael, I was this close to saying, "Come on, Geek Out Loud, let's have a good time over on Geek Out Loud," and then I forgot how much you love the freaking sequel trilogy and the Masters of the Universe crap.
It wasn't that
Here's
bad.
the thing: there is a chance to really redeem that first half of that season or series.
Yeah, they can do that
when
You're
they
right,
come back, you know,
They won't.
and let
They won't.
Adam get his hands on the sword and by the power of Grayskull and rock it out. You know, by the power. It could be very, very
And
awesome.
I think they will. I think they will do that.
I don't. That's the thing is I don't. What's going to happen is Tila's girlfriend's going to get the sword of power and be the new He-Man.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
because that's the thing. That'll be so cool. It'll be awesome. It'll be something like never been done before. And here's the thing, Kevin Smith. I was watching the episode of Comic Book Man when he said it, and I don't have a problem with Kevin Smith, you know. But he said, I have no love for Masters of the Universe. And when I heard he was making a Masters of the Universe series, I was like, but he has no love for it. He's saying this is for the fans, but he has no love for it. And there was alarm bells. But at the same time, I kept kind of getting excited because I'm like, maybe they are just going to have a good, fun He-Man adventure. And everyone was calling it a He-Man show. No one was calling it Masters of the Universe Revelation. Everyone was calling it the new He-Man show. You know why? Because He-Man's the freaking main character. And so let's take him out. And let's put Butch Tila in now. And here's the other thing. My best friend just died.
Behave yourself, Steve.
My best friend just died saving the freaking universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but here's what I'm going to do for the next 5 years of my life. I'm going to pitch a fit about how he didn't tell me a secret. Whatever, Chick, you just lost your best friend. Why don't you actually realize the universe could be in peril because He-Man is gone, and and the magic is gone, and so something needs to. But no, you know what? I'm never going back to the castle or those people because my best friend lied to me, and then my dad knew it, and Orko knew it. And the Sorceress knew it, and she may be my mother, but I don't care.
Should we put a spoiler tag on this?
I know. I guess we have to do the spoiler tag.
I think we entitled this.
I don't think Pinky's seen it. Sorry, we just ruined it all for you, Pinky.
Spoiler
I think
alert.
we entitled this a sermon.
Oh,
and we posted on
honest to God, I didn't know
TBN.
Kevin Smith has done anything since Yoga Hosers. So I mean, I like that. That is how out of the loop I am. I'm like, Kevin Smith is directing again. Is doing anything?
Oh, you didn't see what was it he did? The Jay and Bob's reboot.
Yeah, the reboot, which that was pretty.
He
good.
did another one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. Well, here's the thing. I want to like Kevin Smith, and I have wanted to like Kevin Smith for a long time now, but he just keeps like celebrating himself, and that's fine. You know what? If you've got the fans that do that, that's fine. I thought Red State was like this. I thought it was brave. I thought it was. I thought it was, just shocking and good. There was something about it. I even liked Tusk to an extent.
Yeah, there were some parts of Tusk that.
And I was listening to the Smodcast where he came up with the idea and everything. Yoga Hosers was cute. I had no problem with Yoga Hosers. Jay and Silent Bob reboot, I liked. Like I sat there, I'm like, I really do like this. This is classic Kevin Smith. But there was still, again, it was something tickling in the back of my mind. I'm like, he's just now celebrating himself now. And now with Clerks 3, coming around again, it's like, okay,
I don't blame the guy for putting food on the table.
Yeah, he's just going back to the well.
I don't.
He
I
knows
don't
it works.
I don't either. But if you're going to do that, stay out of my Masters of the Universe, man.
Do it with your stuff. You ruin your stuff. Don't ruin my stuff.
Ruin your stuff.
I think there's more to Kevin Smith than Clerks and View Askewniverse stuff. After seeing Red State, I think there's more to him than that.
I think he gave it a good college try, and when it didn't make any money at the box office, he kind of gave up, and which is fine. Who among us wouldn't do the same thing? If you knew you had a cash cow, why not keep? Go for Clerks 3. Why
but
not?
I don't know that's a cash cow.
He went on that tour and around the country.
Well, see, that's the kicker. Yeah. That's the thing. He's making his money with these live shows, and that's fine. That's great. And taking these things on tour, old school, is fun. It's a great idea, and people are paying for it, and so do it as long as people pay for it. But like I say, I just think there's more to him than that, and I'd like to see him, do more. I know the stuff that he's done. He's got a great reputation with the CW verse people. Like they love him up there, and he loves that stuff, and that's good for him. And here's the thing. This is back to the He-Man thing, and I'm running my mouth now. And I'm sorry, guys. I do this sometimes when I get wound up. Remember the story of Kevin Smith reading that Superman script and crapping all over it to the executives, and they're like, well, Superman, go write us a script. And so Kevin Smith goes and he writes a Superman script because he knows the character, he knows the source material, he knows all this stuff.
Right.
I felt like young Kevin Smith watching his Masters universe and wanting to be able to go sit down with him and tell him everything that was the problem with it. And that's the thing. I felt like Kevin Smith was like, he got his buddies like Mark Bernard and all this other stuff who think it's so cool to do this little thing here, this little twist here. It's Kevin Smith. So you're going to get some Catholic stuff. So he does the whole Triclops religion for, the machine stuff and everything. And I'm just like, if someone needed to be young Kevin Smith for Kevin Smith when it came to that. And that's really what I come to with that.
And Steve, you bring up an interesting topic of like movies that break directors or actors in that either they don't perform well or they think they've reached their peak and they're like, screw it, doesn't matter now. Like Nick Cage, when he won his Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas, he just said, screw it. I have my Oscar.
But he's done brilliant stuff after that.
He has, but the majority of it is
more of an Oscar protector.
That's right. That's right.
But like, there's also like who was I thinking of? Adam Sandler. I think Adam Sandler made the movie Funny People, and for him, that was like his okay, I'm going to start being a dramatic actor. I want to take on more serious roles, and I actually like that movie. I think it was just poorly marketed. People were going in. It's like it's got Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen. This movie's going to be hilarious, and no, it's a drama. And when that movie didn't perform well, I think that was when Adam Sandler was like, "Screw it! I'm just going to make trash because I'm just going to do whatever gives me a paycheck." But
I think it was pre-Funny People. I think it was before.
You think so?
Yeah, because didn't he do that weird 9/11 one before that, where he tried to be serious and he was the weird guy that rode around on the
Rain on Me. You're right. I mean, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, and I think I think that what he does is he just does what makes him smile. He does what gives his friends money. I mean, he's got this empire of stuff, and I don't know if I would do anything different.
I mean, yeah. I mean, good for him. You're right.
He's not an artist, I mean, he makes people laugh.
Sure,
that's really what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the problem with Adam, what's the difference between Adam Sandler trying to do something dramatic and Robin Williams doing Dead Poet Society or Good Will Hunting, or even was it 8mm? Was that the one, or no, Shutter? What was the one where he's he's a serial killer or something? That works in a
1 hour photo.
1 hour photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is he able to pull that off? But Adam Sandler's not. And I think the difference is when you go back and you watch Robin Williams, even his stand-up, there was always something there was some substance behind everything he was doing. And there was, and he would have those moments where he'd get serious a little bit and kind of give something a little bit inspirational, so that when you get him in Dead Poet Society, when you get him in Good Will Hunting, it's Oscar worthy because there's something there. Adam Sandler, his bread and butter starting out from the get-go was goofy. No, I mean, I'm not saying there was no heart behind it, but there was no, there wasn't the same sense of depth that there was with a Robin Williams. So when he tries to do something serious, same problem with Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell doing, was it Stranger Than Fiction? That's not, I mean, it's a comedy, but it's still kind of a little bit serious. And you look at him and you just laugh because he looks goofy. And it's the same thing with Adam Sandler. If Adam Sandler just stands there, I mean, he's a goofy looking dude, and he has that curse that even when he's not trying to be funny, he's funny. And
except in Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems, he was not funny at all in that.
That's a great film. Is he trying again? I don't know, but yeah, that was a downer for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I I love Adam Sandler. I'm not against him at all, and I'm not against Kevin Smith. I just think I don't know that it breaks people, Pinky, but I think there's a point. Who was it that said I do one for me and one for them?
There's a lot of directors that do that. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean it was an actor, and he's like, I'll do the big box office and put my face on it. I feel like it might have been Clooney, but that doesn't sound right.
I feel like Ruffalo does that a lot,
and one for the studio, and so he would. This was a huge name though, who would go and do some little auteur films, because he wanted, because of the craft of it all, and then he would do the big Hollywood box office stuff that was going to bring in the money, so that he could just keep his lifestyle up, but when you can do that kind of stuff, go for it. I think there's something to be said for someone like Adam Sandler, who didn't have the clout, because comedians, I'm sorry, just don't have that kind of clout, that don't have that kind of pull, even though it's easier for a comedian to go dramatic than it is for a dramatic actor to do comedy. And so he didn't have that pull and clout to be able to do that. So I don't know if it broke him as much as it's just like, screw it, like I'll have my Netflix deal and make these movies for Netflix.
Oh yeah, I think Nick is right that Scorsese may have introduced that concept of one for me, one for them.
Maybe.
In general, where he makes a big studio film and then does something small. I think
I'm just trying to sound impressive. I don't really know what I'm.
No, dude. No, you're bringing up something
I'm just trying
good.
to fit in.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember who it was. I don't think
Yeah.
it was Scorsese, because I thought it was an actor.
Well, no, I mean,
didn't
there's a
think it
lot
was
of.
Scorsese.
I think Scorsese introduced that concept, and then a lot of people have like glommed onto that. I mean, a lot of actors will do that.
Like Gwyneth.
Gwynny.
Yeah, she does. She's the super actress of all time.
But
think
we
Reese
have
Witherspoon
gone. I know this is not long for like a Geek Out Loud, but we have gone over 3 hours now. So I think that
there's enough content for 2, right?
I know you're just getting started. That's why Roth was like, "Why don't you go over to Mixler now?"
Yeah.
Roth wants that Geek Out Loud content.
I did someone's podcast the other night. Oh, I did the Rule the Galaxy podcast with those guys. They were doing their 100th episode celebration. And I had such a good time. I got through and I fired up the Geek Out Loud YouTube. And was like, hey, we'll just do it live right now and do some stupid stuff. Look at my comic books, everybody. Stupid crap like that.
Steve, I used to hear you way back in the day. Was it on the Force Cast?
Yeah.
Were you on the Force Cast?
He was on the Force Cast.
Every now and again. I was a guest with them. I was on their show, the Rebel Force Radio, just this last week.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, those guys
but I remember back in the day, and then my fandom, along with my parenthood, my fandom has just kind of slowly waned.
Right. Yeah, that happened.
The fans of Star Wars and the fans of all this stuff over the past few years have driven me away. I just, I hate that, because I was one of them. I was on the hype train. I was super pumped, but the minute it became this whole thing of I'm a toxic fan because I don't like this one particular thing. I was like, all right, you guys have it. It's not in my life. In my life, it's not worth fighting over. I have what I need from all this stuff. And I was actually at a place today, and they had one of those. It's not really an antique mall. It's more of a consignment shop or that sort of thing. But they had the stack of DVDs out of the sleeve, and so on top was the Phantom Menace DVD. And so I'd start immediately plowing through, and they had the bonus discs from the original trilogy that I think I've got to get them in here and fire them up, but I think they're the ones with the original versions of the original trilogy on them that came in the steel disc set, the 3 sets. So the bonus, you had that initial release of the original trilogy, which came in a box that looked very much like the special edition VHS boxes. Then they released a 10 collector's edition of all 3 of the original trilogy on DVD again. But this time, the special feature disc that was packed with each of them had the original theatrical release version of those movies, the non-special editions. And so I think that these are those discs, and mine have been lost to time. So I was pretty excited to be able to get those and they're DVDs, so you can rip them pretty easy onto your.
That's a good find.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I'll send you my email address.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, again, I mean, this has been really more than I expected it to be. I mean, this has been so much fun. We had Dave was trying to go through the list of people who came on, and it was great seeing Schwa. It was great seeing Joe. I hadn't seen those guys in a really long time.
Yeah.
Steve, you do not come on the show enough. You're very hard to get onto the show, so I appreciate you coming on for real.
This time you actually gave me a heads up, like days in advance.
Well, this is true. I usually just like to throw you the link and say, "Hey, we're doing it right now," but you know, whatever. It works for the Ryphons. I don't know why it doesn't work for you. You know, so and it's
because Scott's been married longer than I have. And I'm still in that
there's-
phase where I feel bad to be like, I'm going to go in here now.
That's
here,
true.
And abandon you to alone time, which I'd crave.
Well, I'll say this for the people that are still left after 3 hours. Steve, Matt, and Pinky, open invitation anytime you guys want to come on. But you three know that. So, I mean, just anytime you want to come on, just seriously come on the show. And Nick, bring yourself back in because I want to at least publicly say thank you so much for...
Hey, we got a shout out in the comments about... Wow, he's chugging it.
Nick, thank you so much for helping produce this madness.
Fine. Yes, Nick, thank you.
Nick, dude,
Totally fine.
We seriously could not have done this tonight without you. And you have care package after care package coming your way for the madness that you put up with tonight. So I really appreciate
Not at all. I'm just glad to hang out. I'm glad to have gotten to know you. You know, you and I text all the time. We communicate. You've been on my show a couple times, and I love the Deucecast. I love listening to y'all. It's one of those shows. I've texted you this on multiple occasions. It's one of those shows that I listen to, and while you're having a conversation, wherever I am, whether I'm in my office, whether I'm in my car, I'm commenting out loud along with the things that you guys are saying, because it's the stuff I love to talk about. And, you know, my area is Star Wars. So anytime I get to get outside that arena and talk movies and, you know, all the other things that I love, y'all give a great outlet for that. So I love your show, and I'm honored to get to be a part of this tonight and just hang out and help out. So thanks to y'all.
Thanks so much, man. That means a lot. I mean, you know, Podcast of the Wills has definitely become one of my favorite podcasts to listen to just because of the different perspectives. It's not something that you often get on a lot of these Star Wars shows. They try and stay in their lane. I like the your show and Pete's show will have people on that have different opinions, and I think that's really important to hear those different opinions. I think that matters, and it's often not a space that happens.
I'm going to have Steve soon, and Steve and I are going to go at it. I'm already making guest lists.
No, you need to have Steve on your show. I would love to hear Steve do the breakdown of Empire Strikes Back that you're doing right now. He would be perfect for that.
I love Empire.
There you go. So I have no idea how to end this, Nick.
Well, let me change. I'll tell you. Let me show you how to end something.
Okay.
Really quickly, I want to change my answer from earlier from Rocky V about movies that I wish everyone like that to the Transformers movies. I love those live action Transformers movies. Every single one of them. All I need are giant robots fighting and Optimus Prime spouting sanctimonious platitudes. I am there. And so I'm all about it.
Red happy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm all about it. So anyhow, hey guys, everyone, thanks so much for joining us on the Deucecast, and we will see you around. Have a good one, everyone. Good night.